Drive by Night Show. This is a weekly 3-hour drive around call-in talk show here on TikTok every Thursday night from 8 p.m. until 11 p.m. Central Time. There's the phone number, 402-853-8436. Just call me up. There's really no set format to the show. We can talk about whatever you want. My only rule that I have is just be cool. Other than that, just about anything goes. This is my 18th week doing this in a row, and I like it a lot. So hit me up with a phone call. This is called the Drive By Night Show. I have a t-shirt here that says that, in case you didn't know. And I've been here for like 4.5 months, something like that, I think. So give me a call, 402-853-8436. If you want to see past episodes, I have them all archived on YouTube at All the Rides. If you prefer to listen to the show in a podcast form, just go to your favorite provider and simply search Drive By Night Show, and this thing will pop up in a podcast as well. So thank you for joining me this evening. It's a nice night out here, and I'm kind of sitting under an overpass because the sun is just blaring all over the place, and I want this to be a nighttime show, not a show during the day with the sunshine. Our first call tonight comes from Florida. Drive By Night Show, how are you?
Amazing.
Hello? Yeah, how's it going tonight?
Good.
Good. What are you up to?
Pretty much nothing.
Okay. You got to be doing something.
Too boring.
What's that?
Too boring.
Who's what?
Too boring.
What does that mean?
Do you know what 2 point means? Like, do you know what facts means?
Yeah, I think so.
Like that.
Okay. And for what reason?
I don't know.
I don't know either. You're the one that said it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the fact you spend the first problem.
Okay. Anything else going on tonight?
Nope.
All right.
See you.
Have a good one. I couldn't understand anything he was saying. I just didn't get it. We just weren't communicating, and that's fine. That happens sometimes. And we just kind of had to get out of there, and we'll move on to the next phone call. So sorry about that, Florida. Maybe some other time, but yeah, we just weren't on the same page there. So the phone line is open, 402-853-8436. This is the Drive By Night Show, and we're just getting started here. How's everybody out there in the chat land doing? A little quiet in the chat so far, but that's okay. In the meantime, we just wait for a phone call, and it looks like we've got New Jersey calling in. Drive By Night Show, how are you?
Good, how are you, my guy?
I'm doing all right tonight. What's going on?
I just was wiping my ass for a little bit, and then I came across your TikTok, and I was like, hey, why don't I give this guy a call?
You know, it's a perfectly natural thing to do. Once one wipes their ass, the next thing that's like just natural, kind of like comes to mind, it's like, hey, I should make a phone call.
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate that, and I'm glad that you were thinking of me. Were you thinking of me while you're wiping your ass, or just after?
Like mid-wipe. I was like going across the hole, and then I was like, hey, I need to call my guy.
Okay. You know what? I'll take it. I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna be satisfied with that.
How's your night going, my guy?
It's going okay. I'm just kind of getting started. I do this show every Thursday night, and I do it for 3 hours. So I'm 5 minutes into the thing. So who knows at this point? Well, ask me again 3 hours from now, and I'll probably have a better answer.
All right. I got one last question for you, all right?
What's up?
Would you rather be a dolphin or a kangaroo?
Would I rather be a dolphin or a kangaroo? It's an interesting question. You're a dolphin. You've just got you can just go swim. You can do all that stuff. You can kind of come up under the water. You don't have to live underwater the whole time. And I think their life expectancy is pretty decent too. But I don't know. I think it'd be fun to be a kangaroo because a kangaroo can kick some butt. Have you ever seen like a kangaroo like box?
They also got a pouch, obviously.
Yeah. They can
You can put all your snacks in there.
It's true. Just go gather during the day, drop some stuff in there. You got unlimited snacks. I think I'll go kangaroo.
You're going kangaroo.
Yeah.
So let me tell you this: kangaroo is the rare answer because when it comes down to life expectancy, dolphin obviously takes the cake, like you just said.
Yeah.
But if life expectancy isn't what you're going for, and you're just trying to hop around, kick some ass, put some snacks in your pouch, the kangaroo would definitely be the way to go.
Okay. Well, I would think, besides like humans, what would the predators really be for kangaroos? Whereas dolphins have quite a few predators.
Wow, I didn't think about that.
There's sharks all over the place that just swallow dolphins.
Yeah, no one's hunting kangaroos.
All right.
Except probably fucking humans, unfortunately.
Just humans, exactly. So I don't know, but I like the question.
Well, yeah, try to pass it on to your next guest.
Okay, I will.
Thanks for having me.
All right, have a good night. Thanks for calling.
Have a great night.
All right, we'll see you. Okay, so there the question was posed. Would you rather be a kangaroo or a dolphin? And, it's just kind of questions like that are kind of fun to play around with. So, all right, let's see what the chat's saying up here. All right, in the meantime, we're going to get a next call from Missouri. Drive By Night Show, how are you?
Hello?
How's it going?
Hey, it's your neighbor.
Okay, how are you tonight?
Listen, I got a package for you.
Okay, what is it? Do you know?
The delivery service delivered it to my door, but it's got your address on it.
Okay, can you just bring it next door then? That'd be cool.
Can I open it up?
Well, no, you can just bring it and just drop it on my front step.
Well, I'm opening it up.
Okay, well,
It's got some stuff in it.
Well, no
You
shit.
still want it?
Yeah, I still want it.
Well, I already opened it.
What is it?
Are you sure you don't want me to throw it away for you?
You can just tell me what it is.
All right, I'm just going to throw it away for you.
All right, there's no talking you out of this. Just throw it away.
No, don't worry about it, honestly.
I'm not. Just throw it away.
You've been pranked by prankhotline.com.
There you go. You get those every now and then. They're kind of fun. They're kind of harmless. We got Texas calling in. Drive By Night Show. How are you?
Pretty good.
What's going on tonight?
Can I be on the night show?
You're on it right now.
Oh.
What's going on?
Nothing much. What's going on?
Not much, man. Just kind of getting the show started tonight.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. Who's in the background?
I like you.
I like you too. Thanks for calling me.
If you follow me back on TikTok, my name is Addison Ray.
I can't understand anything you're saying, but sure.
My name is Addison Ray. Can you follow me back on TikTok?
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
I just did.
Okay.
You're welcome.
I like you a lot.
I like you more.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, guess what?
Huh?
This is not Addison Ray. This is not Foster.
Well, what are you doing tonight?
I'm being Foster.
I don't know what that means.
Oh my God, stars. Oh my God, stars.
Okay. All
Oh
right.
my God. Oh my God.
You're-
What?
Hey.
We
Hey,
good?
do you know who Steph is?
No.
Hey, do you know who Becky Ram is? Can you say shout out to Becky Ram?
I don't know who that is.
Becky Ram.
You can shout it out.
No, shout out Becky Ram. Becky Ram.
All right.
Shout out Becky Ram.
You did it a few times. You're good.
Okay, shout out Becky Ram.
All right.
Shout out Beatles 1053 on TikTok.
All right, sounds good. All right, see ya. There you go. I don't know what's going on there. That was Texas having a good time tonight. Chat's saying, sheesh, what's this guy getting at, LOL? I think he was talking about the guy that was wiping his ass. Is this my guy from New York? And then he sounds high. Okay, we got Massachusetts on the line. Drive By Night Show, how are you?
Hey, I have a question for you.
What's up?
How do you approach your job in the sense that of something that you just have to do?
So I have a job and it's something that I just have to do. How do I approach it?
Yeah, like in life, like do you try to approach it as there's nothing you can do about it, you just have to do it, or do you try to find the good in it and try to have fun?
All right, here's how I do it. I always feel like you have to have some other sort of a plan or a goal or a dream in the background. Whether you're doing something that you don't mind doing or something that you can't stand doing, as long as you've got something that you're working on in the background towards what you'd rather be doing, then I found it's a little bit easier to go to a job that maybe you don't necessarily want to go to. Because you feel like it's like, okay, I'm still working on this stuff over here that eventually will become what I really want to do.
Uh-huh.
Does that make sense?
That's a good way to put it.
Okay. What, do you find yourself in a job right now you really don't care for?
Well, I'm 15, so
Okay.
it's school
Yeah.
that I don't really care for.
Oh, I hated school. I didn't like school at all. But school at least has a time when it will expire. Like a job, you might have to have a job your whole life, but at least school gets to a point where it's like you don't have to go anymore.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing. Like I loved it when I never had to go to school again. Like I've never thought twice about going back.
Yeah.
So I hear you. So just that school you just have to get through. There's really not much you can do. But just the fun part about school is, and I don't know what your situation's been like this past year.
Yeah.
But the best part about school for me was just going and like seeing my friends and just hanging out.
Mhm. That's tough during COVID and stuff.
That's what I was thinking. Like I don't know, like if you've been like more remote this year, so it's kind of weird. But sounds like stuff's gonna get a lot more normal next school year.
Yeah.
So,
And one last question before I go.
Sure.
I would say I would want to be a kangaroo because dolphins they can get depressed, and
Okay.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that is sad.
It is sad, and dolphins are supposed to have very like kind of acute feelings, aren't they? That they're
Yep.
Yeah. That's interesting. That you say that. So maybe kangaroos don't have problems with depression. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like the answer though. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you for calling tonight.
No problem.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
See ya. Okay. So the question was asked. If you have to go to a job or go to school and you don't want to be there, you don't want to do it, what's the solution to it? I always say if you have something cooking in the background, in the works, it can kind of make you feel a little bit better. And then we got the dolphin and the kangaroo question again. We've got 2 for kangaroos, 0 for dolphins. We got Texas on the line. Drive By Night Show, how are you?
According to all known laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway because bees don't care what humans think it's impossible. Yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black.
Yeah.
Ooh, black and yellow.
Yeah,
Let's shake it up a little. Barry, breakfast is ready. Coming. Hang on a second. Hello? Barry, Adam. Yeah. Fuck you, Drive By Night Show, you.
Jeez. That was like an absurd stream of consciousness there for a second. Just talking about a bee. And I kind of liked it. And then it just evolved into whatever was going on there. So we just had to get out. All right, we got Florida on the line. Drive by Night Show. How are you?
That was an interesting last call.
Yeah, well, I liked it initially when he was talking about the bee, the body too big for it to fly. I was like, well, this is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And then it just went into the toilet.
Yeah, I heard.
What's going on with you?
Well, I just waiting for my guy from New York here.
Okay, I'm getting a little worried at this point.
I know. Is he missing? Is he dead? I mean, like, what's going on here? Like, I stayed up way past my bedtime last week because
you never did.
Waiting for.
Well, I'm not going to try and persuade you not to stay up and watch the whole show, but I feel like he's always called within the first hour. I don't think he's ever called after hour 2.
Well, maybe the good news is he found his car and he's on his way down to Florida from New York, and you know.
Yeah, he's just taking a drive. He's just enjoying life in his brand new car, and who knows what's going on. You know, I mean, how about this? I've got a bargain for you. Let's wait this week out. Let's give him a chance to naturally call in on his own. And if we don't hear from him this week, I've got his phone number saved.
Oh my God.
Let's give him a call next week and see what's been going on. Tell him we're worried about him, and
yeah, exactly.
We've been talking about him, and just see what's happening.
Everybody in chat misses him. I mean, I'm sure everybody in the chat misses him.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. So we got to see what's happening, because you're right.
Yeah.
It's I don't know them personally, but it's just not like him just to disappear like
I
that.
know, he better hurry up if he wants me to find him a car, because I'm in the process of switching jobs right now. I'm going to another dealership, so I mean, he better hurry up.
Okay, so we moving to a new dealership, it won't be as easy access to this type of vehicle.
I mean, if he wants a Porsche now, he's more than welcome to have.
You're really moving up in the world.
I'm moving up Infiniti to Porsche, yeah.
I just the other day I was driving behind one of those a Porsche, the Cayennes.
I used to have one of those.
All right, so it it was just kind of scooting along, and then all of a sudden it hit the gas and it really just took off, and I was like,
I know.
How fast are those things? I've never driven one.
Well, so Porsche put a 6-cylinder in those things now. I had one back. I had one. It was an 06, and that was the 4.5 liter V8, and that thing, I thought that was fast, but now it's just like, it's crazy.
Okay. It looks fun. Like, so what? I just was curious about it. I was just really just kind of staring at it. Like, what's the inside? Is it all decked out? Like I've only been in like a 911, like the standard, like just Porsches, not like these newer versions that they've had.
It reminds me of a Volkswagen, to be honest with you.
Okay.
It's like, if you're gonna buy, because Porsche, Volkswagen, it's basically the same thing. So
yeah.
I mean, it's a lot different, but I mean, they really have stepped up their game with these cars and stuff. But
yeah, no, I just think it's cool that they're starting to like kind of think outside the box a little and offer something besides just a small little sports car. That was really that was their bread and butter for 50, 60 years, maybe more. I don't even know, a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Cayenne came out in like 04, I want to say.
Okay.
And I mean, they carried on to the new little Macan, which is the little small SUV.
Yeah.
So, but I'm excited to see what the future holds. So
yeah,
nerve-wracking, but
I like it. I think it's a pretty fun move, actually.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get to drive some pretty sweet cars too, I would imagine.
That's the part I'm excited about.
Okay, I like it.
But well, I will stay in touch with Chad, and then keep an eye out for him.
Yeah,
and
clock's ticking.
I know. Well, I'll be there. I'll be here next week, 9 o'clock sharp my time.
Okay, and like I said, if we don't hear from him, we'll call him up. Maybe we'll just get him on a conference call with you.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Okay.
That would be the drive-by night show of the year.
That would be fun. So let's do it.
All right.
All
Good.
All
I'll
right.
be here next week.
Great. Thanks for calling. See you.
Yep. Bye.
Okay. There's Florida calling, checking in, moving car jobs. So our good friend from New York needs to call in that whatever call he's looking for may not be around too much longer. The chat's saying he's reciting a script, and I was talking about that call from Texas about the bee. Can we just do Florida, please? Well, we've done a couple from Florida tonight, so I don't mind. It's just kind of like whoever calls, it's fine with me. Let's see here. I got a message, and somebody is saying yerp. Okay, thanks for that. And caught up with the chat. Phone line's open, 402-853-8436. This is the Drive-By Night Show, and just give us a call. Everything's fine. I'm just here. We're sitting around thinking about, would you rather be a kangaroo or a dolphin? And that's kind of been an early topic of discussion here on the show. So if you want to talk about that, go right ahead. If you want to talk about anything else, that is fine. Also, all you have to do is pick up the phone, dial those numbers, and we can talk about it. So thanks for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. And I got some t-shirts right here if you're interested in getting a t-shirt. And then I also made, if you've listened to old episodes, there's kind of a gag about the chili cheese fries. And so I made chili cheese fries shows t-shirts as well. If you want to go to redbubble.com, search Drive By Night Show, you can find these, and there's all sorts of stuff up there. No pressure. It's just if you like this stuff. If you want a t-shirt. I tried to make it cool. It's got the phone number underneath it, and then it says just be cool, which is my mantra. And there you go. So it was actually a lot of fun to make the shirts. And okay, phone line's open, 402-853-8436. Who's gonna be the next lucky caller? If you want to check out past episodes of the Drive By Night Show, go to YouTube at All the Rides, and they're all up there. I think there's 17 of them up there. This particular one that we're doing right now will be up tomorrow, and it's a lot more fun if you just call in. Then you can go and listen to your voice, and it's just a lot of fun. So participation is best when the phone rings. And who's out there tonight? I don't even know what's going on. So the chat's kind of quiet, the phone's kind of quiet. You're just going to have to listen to me until somebody decides to change all of that. Yeah, so there you go. Well, what would you rather be? A kangaroo or a dolphin? And we're just going to keep going to that because I don't know what else to talk about. You know, I went into Wendy's today to pick up a DoorDash, and there was a guy in front of me just ordering, whatever, a hamburger, French fries, and a Frosty. And they gave him the bag at the counter, and he grabbed the bag and he immediately opened it up at the counter, pulled out the fries, took his hand like this and put it down on top of the fries and said, "These aren't hot enough." Handed it to the person and said, "I would like new fries, please." So that was a move that I don't know if I've ever quite seen it done that way. And it's like, if that guy did that once today, how many times do you think he's done it? It has to have been hundreds of times. Like, I think that's just his go-to move, to always just get like fresh fries. But then they would have to throw those fries out because his hand touched them anyway, and they served it, you know what I mean? So it's like, I suppose if you're that guy, just really emphasize the point when you're ordering. Be like, I really need those fries hot, or I'm just going to send them back, rather than wait for it to come and pull that move. But I'm just kind of the opinion that if you go to a fast food restaurant, you're kind of just going to get what you're going to get, unless it's a totally wrong order or something's really messed up about it. It's like one day your fries are cold, the next day your fries are hot, and you just got to take that as a good day if you end up with hot fries. But to be walking around like that, thinking this fast food restaurant owes you hot fries 100% of the time, I don't know. We got Ohio on the line. Drive By Night Show, how are you? Hello? Ohio just hung up, and that's fine. Jesse's in the chat saying, I'm late. Well, you missed the very important question. Would you rather be a kangaroo or a dolphin? And that's sort of what we're talking about. There's not a lot going on. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for everyone for joining us. And the phone line is officially open, 402-853-8436. This is the Drive By Night Show, and I'd love to have a conversation with you. Okay, Jesse's saying rather be a dolphin. And that's the first dolphin answer we've had. It's actually been leaning more towards kangaroos thus far. And chat's saying that's a good question. I think it's kind of an interesting question. And, just one of those that you can just kind of play around with, and who knows? It gives you something to do. A mild diversion to our days here on Earth. Jesse's saying, really? ? Exclamation. Sounds surprised that more people are picking kangaroo over dolphin. And I don't know. One person said that dolphins get depressed and doesn't believe that kangaroos do. And I don't know if that's true or not, but that was the reasoning for wanting to be a kangaroo over a dolphin. Okay. Now I'm just talking in circles. And I guess we'll just continue to do so until the phone rings. 402-853-8436. Drive By Night Show right here. Live. Okay, someone says they're calling. Good. Please call soon. I'm swimming around like a kangaroo in the ocean. Chat's saying I love the shirt. Well, thank you. I designed this shirt myself. And if you want one, you can go to redbubble.com and search Drive By Night Show and get yourself one. You can walk around and everyone's going to ask you, well, what is that? What's the Drive By Night Show? Well, what's going on here? All right, we got Michigan on the line. Drive By Night Show, how are you?
Hey, it's Isaac from your last week's show. How are you doing?
I'm doing great tonight. Thank you for calling. I really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, I enjoy talking with you.
Good. So what are you up to tonight then?
Well, this morning when I was brushing my tooth, it was starting to bleed, and I was like, you know what I mean?
Your tooth was bleeding this morning.
Yeah, when I was scrubbing it.
I see. So it was just like the gums bleeding above your teeth?
Yeah, I don't know what to do. Like, I've tried looking it up and
I don't know. I've had that problem at times in the past, and it's always kind of seemed to like work itself out, but I'm not an expert by any means, believe me. But sometimes my gums would start to like get a little bit lower on my teeth, and I would just keep brushing them until they would bleed a little bit and then go a little bit higher, and then they would quit bleeding. So I don't know. Are you concerned about it?
I'm just concerned because I don't want a tooth to fall out and then get it replaced.
Yeah, I understand. Well, when was the last time you've been to the dentist?
Probably a few months.
A few months, okay. So not that long. And last time you were there, dentist was like, everything's great.
Yeah.
Okay. I probably wouldn't worry about it then. I'm sure you'll have an appointment. Maybe the next time you go, bring it up.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're in the danger of losing a tooth. That's going to happen if you have like a really rotting cavity in there, and they would have noticed something the last time you were at the dentist.
Oh, school's been going great. After all those tests out of my way, I've been chilling in school. My grades are going.
Okay, good. And then what? You've got a couple weeks left. How much longer?
We got like 4 weeks.
Oh, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Then what are you going to do this summer?
this summer, I plan to get a job at McDonald's, go on the youth group trip that I'm invited to.
Okay. I was just reading an article that McDonald's is going to increase their wages.
Well, that's a good thing for me.
It could be. Your timing might be just right here.
Oh, yeah. I think it's because a lot of businesses are going to have to increase their wages, because I did hear on some articles that Joe Biden is increasing the wage to $15 now.
Yeah. So it sounds like there's not going to be a choice.
I think the dollar bill is probably going to go up more. That's what my dad's been saying.
Yeah, I think it will initially as well, but there's never anything wrong with people having a little extra money in their pocket, because they're more than likely just going to spend it anyway, and then the economy starts to improve as well. So this thing about just like not paying people thinking you're going to make more money, it's kind of a misnomer, because if you give people money, then they're going to go buy your products, and then everybody makes more money, and it's kind of a win-win, honestly.
Yeah. But today has been a great day. Like, I got to chill in all my classes. No teachers bugging me,
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad. I'm glad it was a good day. Okay. Well, awesome. Anything else going on?
Well, there actually has been some things going on. I've been, I have a lot of anxiety, and I've been thinking, like, if I should be, like, doing my athletics by, like, running every day and working out, doing my work. Instead, I'm distracted by technology.
You're stressed by technology?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to get off it, so.
Well, it's not going anywhere, unfortunately. But do you find you're more relaxed after you work out?
I always seem relaxed after I work out.
All right. Well, I think you should keep doing that then. Make it a priority to work out. Maybe do it a couple times a day. Give yourself that reset button a couple times.
I really do enjoy this talk show.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I've never actually been on a talk show, and so I don't have things written down, so it's just coming out of my head now.
It's okay. It's okay. I don't have anything written down either. We're figuring it out. But it's fun.
So I'm probably gonna let go of this. Have someone else have their turn.
Okay, so I like it. Thank you so much for calling tonight, and have a good one.
All right, see you later, my dude.
All right, good night. Okay, this is a call from Michigan, and there you go. Chat is saying you didn't answer. Oof. I may not have answered if you called by a private number. I've got all of those blocked. And then I'll get to the Dennis comment here in a second, but I think we've got Dalton calling in. Drive By Night Show, how are you?
Hello, how have you been?
Well, what's going on? I missed you last week. I remember you said you weren't going to be around, but I couldn't remember why.
I had stuff going on.
Okay, that's fine. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good.
Good. It's good to hear your voice.
It's just been a long day.
Oh, all right. Well, what's been going on today?
Nothing that I can actually talk about.
All right. Fair enough. Well, what can we talk about tonight?
Okay. Have you seen that guy on TikTok? The one that, hold on. No, come on. I don't want to be in that person's life. Hold on.
Whose live are you in?
Some random person.
Okay. What guy on TikTok are we talking about?
He basically the story behind his TikToks is he woke up in a hospital.
Okay.
And no one was around.
Okay.
And he's basically living in 2021, but where he's at is 2027.
I see. So he's saying that within 6 years, it's going to be like the zombie apocalypse, or everyone's going to be dead, and he's going to...
No. There's actually proven facts that this guy's not faking what he's posting.
Okay.
Like, he like, somehow went in through a wormhole and woke up in a hospital.
But how come there's nobody there, though? He's just in the hospital by himself?
Yeah, no one was there when he woke up. No one was in the hospital.
Yeah.
And people, like, he's basically living in 2021, but the year where he's at is 2027.
2027. Now, is he, like, hooked up in a bed to, like, instruments, or is he just wandering?
No.
He's just wandering around this hospital.
No. He is. No one's in the hospital at all.
Just
like,
him.
No one's anywhere near him.
Does he walk around in the hospital?
He walks around the state that he's in.
What state is he in?
Country both. I don't know what it would call it. Hold on, give me a second.
Okay.
He's in like Rome.
Oh, okay.
Or something like that, like in a different country, but he doesn't speak English.
Italy. Oh, he doesn't speak English. Then how do you? Is it translated then? What he's saying?
Yeah, like some of his videos, subtitles. Yeah.
I see. Do you know his username or what he's called?
I'm about to tell you.
Okay, because I'm very curious about this now.
But the thing is how he's proven that all this is because he takes and makes random like paintings and stuff in some places, and people are finding them.
Oh, I see. So he's
at the same time that he places them.
I don't know though, but he's placing them in 2027. How can somebody in 2021 then run across that painting? That's my first question.
I don't know.
I think that's a pretty good question, because those paintings wouldn't be found until 6 years from now.
No, but basically, no. This is how I think it works with it. Is he's basically everything he puts down is showing, like when they find it, it looks like not even like more than brand new.
Okay.
Like it looks like it just appeared out of nowhere.
Okay, now
just made.
Yeah, just made.
I don't know how to explain it.
I don't either.
It is his username is UNICOBREVIVIENTE.
Okay. And I'm sure people are all very fascinated by all of this.
Yeah, like there's videos of him going into like what their version of Walmart is, and just taking stuff and walking right out without paying.
But there's nobody there.
Nope.
So is this?
There's no birds in the sky.
I see.
No
so this is
animals.
suggesting that in 2027 there aren't going to be humans or birds or anything.
No. What I feel
or he's invisible.
Yes. Something like that. Or everyone else is invisible. Something, I don't know.
I see.
But how I get it is, like, he's basically in the same place as everyone else, but in a different dimension.
Yeah, okay. Now, is he able to return back to 2021 in this dimension, or is he now stuck there?
He's stuck there, basically.
Okay.
There's actually, he just posted a new video.
Yeah. It makes me wonder, though, how he posts these videos from the future, how the TikTok algorithm and upload system knows how to...
like, everything's like 2021.
Yeah.
Everything there's like 2021. But the dates on everything is 27.
Okay.
How you?
I'm fascinated by this. I can't wait
How
to check this guy
you can
out.
believe it too, though, is he drives down the road and no one's coming towards him.
Yeah.
No one's even on the street. Like, there's no cars on the street.
It's like Vanilla Sky.
Like, the vehicles are there, but no one's actually driving.
I see. So are there vehicles in the middle of the street, or they're all
No.
parked?
Parked.
I see. And
The weird thing is he has keys to every single place.
he has keys to every.
Like he's found key. Like, there's a video of him finding keys to the what we call football.
Okay. Oh, soccer.
What we call soccer.
Yeah.
They call football.
I understand.
A football stadium.
So he's gone to a football stadium and there's nobody there. And he's walked around in it?
Yes.
Now that's pretty
He's
interesting.
also been in a restaurant. He went in the back where they cook and taking food out of the fridge and just walked out.
I see. Okay.
McDonald's. I'm watching one where he goes into McDonald's.
Okay.
And no one's in there. Lights, every lights are on. Like, it's like people's been there.
Yeah.
But there's no one there.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's very interesting. Does he give you any insight into how he found this wormhole and ended up where he is?
No, like when he woke up in the hospital, he didn't know who he was.
Oh, I see. So he didn't intentionally learn how to time travel and figure something out. He just woke up 6 years from now, but he's here.
It's like, I can give you another idea. Like, of what is going on. Like, it's basically like everyone got up and left.
Does he seem worried about the rest of his life?
I don't know. You can't, he never really shows himself.
Okay.
Unless when he walks by a window and the window's reflective.
I see. So you don't even know what this guy looks like.
No, not exactly.
Okay.
But you can get a little glimpse of what he looks like.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I love it. I'm glad you brought this to my attention. I can't wait to dive deep into this guy's life and try and figure this all out. Are there anybody that... Yeah, go ahead.
He's in a mall and no one's in the mall.
Okay.
And this is during the pandemic, but the buildings would be locked then if there's no one in it, right?
Sure, but he has a key to everything.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anybody out there who has formed a theory about what's going on here?
Hold on, do you want me to read a couple of comments on one video
Sure.
that he's made? Let me find a good one.
Okay. Yeah, that's... Anytime you're
Okay,
ready.
here's one.
Go ahead.
Go into a bank. Hold on. D-U-R-I-N-G, drag, right?
D-U-R-I-N-G, that's during.
During the middle of daytime.
All right.
Horse.
Yeah.
And I mean H-O-U-R-S.
That's not a word, but okay.
Hours.
Okay.
Daytime hours.
That is a word.
I don't know what it's. Some of these people are not you know how people can, if they're from a different place, their spelling different.
Sure, I do. So maybe it's getting lost. It's getting lost in translation a little bit here, perhaps, because there's probably a lot of people from Europe commenting on these.
Oh no,
posts.
actually, I read that wrong. You went into a bank during the middle of the daytime hours, and I see that you looked all around and no one was there.
Right.
And took cash from the cash where
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you can take all the cash that you want, but where's this guy going to spend the cash if he never sees another human being?
It's not that. It's not that he's going to spend it. No, they just want proof that.
Oh, I see.
That he's not like he's bad self, because if he were to take money, he would get in trouble, right?
Yeah, right. But now he can just take it and nobody knows because nobody is there.
Where is a copy of the last newest paper? That's what someone commented.
Oh, I see. Because they want to verify it's actually 2027 there.
Yeah.
Wherever this guy is.
You can watch. Okay, I'm.
Don't worry about it.
And then what's
What's
weird is when he goes into it, because there's video of him in his house. He turns on TV and the TV freaks out.
Okay.
Like, because there's nothing. Do you understand what I'm getting at with that one?
Oh, okay. So
like, there's no signal.
Yeah, there's no signal.
Like, he gets a picture and then it just goes crazy. Like.
Well, then how does his phone work then to post these videos if the TV's going crazy?
I don't know. That's what the mystery is. Like, how is he posting it? But there's people that says if this is real, he has some way that he hacked into TikTok to make it to where he can post.
I suppose.
These videos.
Do you think this is real, Dalton?
I've heard of stuff similar to this happen to people. Like, you know how there's this one incident where someone, it actually was all over the History Channel, or not History, Sci-Fi History, whatever you want to call it, channel.
Yeah.
And this person basically was driving their car down the street. And they see this weird object in the sky, and it just picks them up, and basically a UFO.
Okay, so you're thinking maybe then this guy was abducted by a UFO and put 6 years into the future.
Yeah, probably. That could. See, there's another idea of something that could have happened. Like right now, people are trying to figure out what's going on with this person.
Yeah.
I want to know what he's feeling.
Well,
he's all alone. He's probably scared.
You got to make one of those reaction videos and ask him. Maybe he's got a Q&A on his page. A lot of people have those now. And just ask him, how are you feeling?
Yes.
Or comment on one of his posts and ask that question.
Hold on. Do you want me to see what the last video he posted?
It's just
the first comment.
It's just a black video.
Could you please translate the couple into? Oh no, that's all right. So the majority questions is if he will be able to walk into the. I don't know that word.
Okay.
And find the secret book that has all government government files. Like, they want him to go to a government facility in his country and see secrets.
Wait, you really think that there's just a book just lying around on a desk that contains all the secrets?
There might. I don't. Area 51. It could be. They could have a place like Area 51.
Well, they could, or how would that guy? Let's say he wanted to go to Area 51. How would he get there?
Drive.
You can't. There's an ocean in between.
Drive a boat.
I don't know. It's going to take a long time to drive a little boat.
What I what I kind of feel like is, since he's all alone, does that mean he has the right to get all the gas he wants because there's no one there?
I guess. What are you going to do with it?
I don't know.
Okay.
But there's also a video of him going into a car dealership and stealing a car.
I mean, might as well. I mean, might as well have some fun with it. Nothing else you can do. You know. I'd probably do that on day one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, this is very fascinating. I'm definitely going to take a look.
But what's also crazy is the guy who goes to a police station, right?
Uh-huh.
And unlocks the gate, and there's like you can tell no one's been there.
Yeah.
But there's a police car just running with the lights on.
I see. That's pretty crazy. So you're thinking maybe there is somebody in that car, he just can't see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's. All right, I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, thanks for the phone call. It was fascinating.
Hey, wait a minute. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
I got some good news.
Let's hear it. Good.
How many people are watching right now?
26.
Okay, 26.
What's up?
Hold up.
Good news coming.
588 followers.
588. There you go. You're more than halfway there.
And my likes are almost the same.
Okay.
537.
All right. Well, congratulations. You're on your way. We'll see you live soon.
And then we'll be able to actually see each other and actually talk.
That's right.
All right.
I can't wait. Thanks for telling us that story. It was a great story.
Help me go out, guys.
All right. Everyone's all right. We'll see you. Have a good one.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Okay, that was Dalton from Kansas talking about some guy in Italy who woke up in a hospital 6 years in the future in 2027, and all the newspapers or whatever say that, and can't see any people but can just walk into things because he's got this whole set of keys. And I don't know what's going on. I would love somebody's opinion about this because I haven't seen any of these videos. We got New Mexico on the line. Drive By Night Show, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, not much. Hey, I called last week and we were talking about gas prices.
We were. What's going on this week?
I'm telling you what, dude. Biden was in there listening and he said, hold my beer, it's going to happen before this summer.
Probably. I did read something about like some people stockpiling on the East Coast a little bit, and it already set off sort of a mini little panic.
Oh, I know. There was people filling up 50-gallon drums and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. That's what's going to get us in trouble real fast if that stuff starts happening, you know. And people are just likening it to like the toilet paper shortage from last year, you know.
Right. I mean, I ain't even near the East Coast, and I ran out of shit paper, and I ain't about to run out of gas.
I hear you. I hear you. Gas is more useful to me than toilet paper, honestly. So I understand that.
Oh, you can make a roll of toilet paper last
a real long time. But yeah, gas is gas. It's just going to burn the same rate that it always burns, you know.
Exactly.
So I don't know. Could be a weird Mad Max type summer or something.
It's got to be. We're already starting that way. I mean.
Yeah.
Let's just ride on with it.
I hear you. No, that's why they made those movies to show us what the future was going to be like.
All right.
You know.
I mean, I think it'd be kind of fun though.
I mean, in a way, it would be kind of fun, until it's not though. Until there's like people like, you know, breaking down your front door and taking all your gas and whatever you have, and there's nothing you can do about it. But you know, racing around and doing all that stuff, like no laws, yeah, it sounds fun in theory. It really does. But it would get to a point where it probably wouldn't be that much fun unless you were like the leader of all of it.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you what. I think everyone would be all right if you don't have gas to your house. you don't have toilet paper, you don't have lumber, they ain't gonna want nothing to do with you.
It's true. I mean, you could have food, though. Food might become a hot commodity as well, you know. But yeah, as long as you don't have a lot of that kind of stuff, people will probably leave you alone.
Right.
You know. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. I guess we'll just have to see what happens. Nobody really knows for sure yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, for sure, no doubt. Okay.
But
all right.
We're right on.
All right.
You
Awesome.
have a good night.
You too. Thanks for the call. Talk to you later. See ya. Bye. Okay. Trying to get caught up with the chat here. Chat's saying that was a good talk. Can we be on the line next? We have to go soon. I don't know. I'm sorry. I went through a wormhole too, and I'm really living in 2520 Mex America. Oh boy. This lady sounds like she buys land in Florida. Ask her if she wants to buy a bridge. Dude's higher than I am. Hello. Does Old MacDonald has a farm still sing in the future? That's a good question. It's a real good question. Chat's saying, I need her to send money so I can't get out of this dimension. Chat's saying, what's going on here? This is the Drive By Night show. That's what's going on here. If you pour ice water on a hot dog, is it then a chili dog? All just great questions coming on here. Chat's saying, did I miss a lot? I think you did. Did the soundboard dude call yet? No, I haven't heard from him in a couple weeks. Hope the soundboard dude calls soon because he's awesome. Is Jessica and her husband there? I know Jessica is. Waiting on Gorilla Man to call in and talk about the guy living in 2027 in Italy. Can he get Burger King from McDonald's? Man, you are asking all the questions here in the chat. Did New York car guy call in yet? That's a negative, but the Florida guy with the car did call in again, and we're going to call New York guy next week if he doesn't call this week. We got California on the line. Drive By Night Show, how are you?
Hi, I missed you.
Well, what's going on tonight?
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I can't believe I popped in when somebody was talking about UFOs. I really felt very out of the loop.
It wasn't so much, it was sort of about UFOs, but we really didn't know. There's some guy on TikTok who's apparently living in 2027, but there aren't any people around. It's just him. Have you heard of this guy?
No, I have not. That's why I was so confused. I was like, what is happening here? And I was like, oh my God. I tried to call in so, like right away after they hung up because I was like, this is not a tough act to follow. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
So I was like, you know what? I know Jessica and Gorilla Man. Absolutely. So I was like, I'm going to call in before Gorilla Man calls in because he's a tough act to follow, so I'm good.
I like it. You strategically just placed yourself in between, and I think that's a good idea.
Awesome, perfect. I know. I'm guessing Jessica said in the chat that Gorilla Man is still taking care of his grandma right now, but I mean, we all know she's biting him to death, right?
if it's anything like last week, I think he said he got a chunk taken out of his bicep.
Say that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
it was so hilarious.
It was pretty good stuff last week. So.
I hope he's okay. I hope he's not running around right now.
Oh, he seems like a survivor to me.
Oh my goodness. Seriously, and I think that's a generous compliment because I think he's a lot more.
Yeah, probably so. But
I do have a question really quick.
What's up?
What's up with that shirt? It's so cool. Like, are you doing merch?
Yeah, I am doing merch.
Okay, so then you dropped already the merch.
So here it is. If you want to go to redbubble.com, I don't really have a link right now, but if you just search Drive By Night Show, boom, it pops up.
Have you not put it in the links on your bio yet?
Can I guess I could probably drop it in the chat, couldn't I?
You should drop it in the chat, and I believe that you can pin it.
Oh, for real?
Pin it. I
Okay.
mean, hey, come on. You're giving us your time, and
No, I appreciate these little helpful tips, you know, because I'm just like, I'm along for the ride half the time here. I'm like, you're right. I probably could just pin it right up there and be done with it. Okay.
Hell yeah! I mean, come on. You're not gonna let these TikTokers get the best of us. Come on, you're representing us. Like, let's go.
I like it. But yeah, I made a fun. It's a fun shirt. I'm pretty happy with it, and it's got like the phone number on it, and it says "Just Be Cool"
Love
underneath
it. Yeah.
And
I'm sorry right now. I've never seen you wear it before, but I mean, then again, this is like what, my third time calling?
Yeah, no. This is first night. I just got these like a few days ago, and so I'm just kind of testing it out. But so far, so good.
Hell yeah, super sweet. And then how much is it?
I don't know.
What do you mean? Come on, I'm setting you up for you to promote this. Let's go.
I think it varies because there are different kinds of shirts. I believe you could just get like traditional.
And why do you not post the merch on your TikTok? My goodness.
I'll get around to it. I'm just sort of testing the waters here and seeing if anybody noticed that I was wearing the shirt, and you did. But I think it's just a nice because a lot of people will just kind of pop into this live and not know what the hell this is. Now they know it's the Drive By Night show right there. You know?
Hell yeah, it is. You're right. And you guys better stop calling in with crazy. Just kidding. I'm joking.
No worries.
Not crazy stories, but that was quite an interesting story. But I mean, hey, you got the New York car guy.
Yep.
Another guy last week that was pitching the sales. He was just trying to get the bag.
It's true. So we.
I mean, go on.
Yeah,
it's your turn to shine.
Okay. All right. I love it. I'm here. I'm ready for it, and we'll see what happens. We got 2 hours left in the show. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Hell yeah! Awesome. I'll call back. I mean, I'm cooking right now.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm just like hanging out with the wife. So shout out to the chat. I will be there.
All right.
Are we gonna get a mukbang? I always do this every week.
You never know. I'm open to it. I guess we'll just have to see how the next couple hours go.
Sweet. All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Check back in.
Try to call back later, but I'm gonna be on here. So.
All right. No worries. Have a good one.
Okay. Bye.
Right, see ya. Okay. There you go. Pointing out the T-shirt. Yeah. I should just put a link. You just got to go to redbubble.com. Search Drive By Night Show. There's merch. Okay. Chat is saying, I'm driving home. Gorilla guy is still helping his grandma. Cash cab, yes. Thank you, Ashley Powell, for the fire. Really appreciate that. Is she sure he said in another dimension and didn't say woke up with dementia? I think that's a very appropriate question. Chat saying, I'm here, but won't be very active for about 30 minutes. Okay. Hi. Me too, though. You're talking to a very gullible woman. That's my theory. 2 hours. Give the teller a note for the cash and wire it to these accounts. That's a good point. We got Ohio on the line. Drive By Night Show. How are you?
Doing well. How about you?
I'm doing all right tonight. What's going on?
So I just got a quick question for you.
What's up?
Hopefully I can tease your brain a little bit, but what would you say, how would chairs be built if your knees bent the other way?
Okay. How would chairs be built if your knees bent the other way? So I need to visualize this a little bit. So we're saying that, let's just say I was sitting down on the floor, my knees would be pointing upwards, and my feet would basically be level with my eyes. Is that what we're saying?
Correct.
Okay. How would chairs be built then with this in mind? Well, I mean, we still have the back and our butt to consider, because those are what is taking up the brunt of the weight and it's going to wear out. So we still do need a traditional cushion bottom seat and something to support our back. I think those two definitely have to be in play. But I imagine with the feet, the knees being inverted and the feet hanging up, that your feet are going to get kind of tired from laying there as well. Now, now I can bend my knee underneath, so it would suggest that I could. Would I be able to bend my legs back and like lay them on my chest?
I would say yeah. I mean, I guess when you bend them backwards, I guess they are firm. So I guess this is the age-old question. No one knows. It's reinventing the wheel in the opposite way.
It's true, and it's like, you know, if we would have been, you know, that way, for lack of a better word, somebody would have figured it out at some point. You know, it just would have been second nature. It'd been like, oh, this is just what a chair is, you know.
And the camera angle for the Drive-By Night Show would be featuring your calves and feet.
Wouldn't that be something? Maybe your feet would take on more prominence as like a feature of how people like recognize you, because they might see like your feet first before they see your face.
Yes, it's like that would be good for people with foot fetishes. That's for sure.
they would be very happy about this new way of life, you know. But yeah, you might have to, like, you know, you go get your driver's license or something, and they're like, oh, we need to take a picture of your feet to identify you, you know.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like as long as, like, you know, the back and the butt have the support, I would feel like the legs would then have to have some sort of a support as well. So maybe you kind of sit in it like a U-shaped chair. So you can put your back up against one side of it, your feet up against the other side of it, and then your butt sits in the middle.
I agree, and I think at the end of the day, beanbags would be the preferred method of seating.
I love it. I love it. Beanbags are kind of the universal, you know, they fix everything.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe we should just ask that guy in 2027, but
he might have some insight into what's going on, but it sounds like he can't see any people anyway, so maybe his insight is kind of BS.
True. Yeah, he would have no idea.
Yeah, because I wanted him to like tell us, like, what's going on 6 years from now. But if he can't see any people or hear any people, then it's like, well, what good is he?
Agreed. Yeah, I'm gonna do some research on that guy.
Yeah, I have to at this point. Like, when he was first telling me about him, I was like, I don't care about this at all. But now, after listening to him for like 20 minutes, I'm like, oh, I gotta go find out what's going on here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fall asleep until 3 a.m. now after searching on that stuff. But
it sounds like he's got a lot of content, but yeah. I'm just curious to like see how he pulls these videos off, though. You know, it's like if this really like him going into like a soccer stadium or into a McDonald's or a bank and there's like nobody in there. Like, I'm kind of interested like how visually it looks.
I have a theory. I think it is a computer software company that is running a very high resolution simulation that they're using to post on TikTok. They're eventually reveal the whole thing. But that's just me.
No, I like it. And what made me suspicious about it is he was saying that he doesn't know what the guy looks like. He only sees like a glimpse of the guy when he walks by a window or something. You know, that sort of started to say like, okay, then this is like a prefabricated video that's like, you know, able to remove or add things and make a simulation, like you said, and then you can do anything you want at that point.
Yeah,
you know. But it's an interesting thing to like wake up tomorrow and be like, oh, let's just make up this story about this guy 6 years from now. Why not like 600 years from now? I don't know.
Right, I agree. Too far removed, not enough insight on what's going to be going on. It's a bit normal.
I feel like, yeah, but believe me, 2027 is not going to be that much drastically different than 2021. You know. All right.
Well,
I'll
I appreciate the call, and I'll be watching the rest of the night. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Have a good one.
See ya.
All right, we'll see you. Okay, that was Ohio calling in, asking the question, how would we make a chair if our knees were turned around the other way? And there you go. So great questions tonight out there. Chat's saying, I was like, hours, nope, not a word. Yeah, for a second, I heard H-O-U-R, I heard like H-O-U-R-E-S. That's kind of what I heard. And I was like, that's not even a word. And then, yeah, so my bad. Chat's saying, absolutely lit. Bruh, you've proven you've the best bud in 2027. Send me some with the next painting slashed. I want to call in. All right, call in then. This is great. So when money is missing, I can blame it on this guy. You can blame it on that guy 6 years in the future. Sounds like you can blame a lot of things on this guy in the future. Can I print a piece of paper saying any year on it? Yes. He just needs to move the antennas. Bro, no one understands. That's the truth. Has he tried aluminum foil? Good question. This was, to be honest, the worst time for me to join. I'm so lost. Oh, that's the mystery, not the whole thing. Dalton, come on, bruh. Get those hands tightly around reality. Okay, we got Hawaii calling in. Drive by Night Show, how are you?
Hello?
How's it going?
Is it going good?
Oh, great. Thank you so much for calling tonight. Let me see. Hawaii is it 6 hours ahead of the United States, roughly?
What was that?
Yeah, I can hear myself in the background.
Oh, yeah, because I'm watching the live.
No worries. Now, it's 9 o'clock here. Is it 3 o'clock in the morning in Hawaii, or is it 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
Oh, no, it's 4:12 in the afternoon.
So 5 hours. 5 hours. For some reason, I was thinking it was a 6 hour time difference, but it's 5 hours.
Okay. Where are you located?
Just in the middle of the U.S. in Nebraska.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling tonight. I appreciate it. What's on your mind?
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to try it because I always see you live.
Well, no problem. Well, thanks. I like it, and it's not so bad, and yeah. So you tried it. You don't want to say anything though.
What? Why are you always sitting in the car? Like you're always in the same location.
Well, I do drive around now and then. When I first started doing this show, it would get dark very early, so I would just drive around and whatnot.
Oh.
Now it's like the sun keeps setting later and later. So when I start the show, it's very bright outside. So I found like this sort of like overpass that I sit underneath right now. So it's dark. But now the sun's went down, so I can drive around a little bit right now. No big deal. But that's just kind of why. And then I'll move around a little bit here as the night goes on.
Oh.
But there you go. But, it's just, I like to have the show in my car because I can hear the phone calls through my speakers. That's kind of how the whole thing started. Okay. Well, thank you so much for calling. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. That was Hawaii calling, and I'm not sure if I've ever received a call from Hawaii before. I think we've done just about everything else. I don't know if there's any state that hasn't called in at this point. So thank you, everybody. Chat's saying she needs to send him money so he can get out of here. UFO keys, paper antenna needs moved on TV. Fear. I love you. Please, next caller. Hooked on phonics, bro. There you go. So now we're just driving around. Phone line is open. 402-853-8436. I think I'll go back to kind of some usual spots that I like to go to. I've been utilizing that overpass there the last couple of weeks because the sun's just not blaring in my face, and I enjoy it a lot. Okay, maybe enjoyed a lot's a little overstated, but it's okay. We got Ohio on the line. Drive by Night Show. How are you?
Hey, not bad. How are you?
I'm doing great tonight. What's going on?
Not much. You got another Uber driver here.
Oh,
curious.
Excellent. How long have you been an Uber driver?
2 years now.
2 years. You like it?
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's a good psychic, that's for sure. I got a question for you though.
Sure.
Where are you? What state are you in?
I'm in Nebraska.
Okay. You guys don't get too many carjackings down there, do you?
I mean, it happens. It's not like a super common thing, but it definitely can happen.
Okay, yeah, because I'm in Northern Ohio, and it's real common in Cleveland.
Okay.
We had a Lyft driver like a month ago had a shoot away out there.
Really?
And yeah, we had like 4 or 5, like a whole bunch of drivers dropped off after that because they keep them giving. You guys probably don't see it down there, but we get the messages on the apps of what happens if it happens. You know, you carjack and you really blew up for a second there.
Oh wow! So the app sent you like sort of like a warning that this happened.
Warnings and advice and guidelines and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Now, does that worry you? Does that make you be like, I don't want to do this anymore, or you just keep pushing on?
I keep pushing on. Now, I had one Lyft driver pull up beside me the other week, and he's like, "Where you guys gone?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "We're Uber drivers." I'm like, "You haven't heard?" He's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "There's carjacking." He's like, "He hadn't heard." I'm like, for me, the only thing that saved me is having a CCW.
Okay.
And I know in a way we're not supposed to do that. I feel like if you have a CCW, you should be able to, show your card that you have been passed by the sheriff's department to carry.
Right.
Because that's what you need in this area. And it saved me twice.
Okay.
Literally, from people pulling guns at me. I've actually had a trap house as well. I bought out. Was on the opposite side of the road from the ride. And I had 2 guys come out and they were pointing guns at me like, "What the fuck are you doing here in the middle of the hood?" I'm like, oh shit. So
yeah.
I didn't know if you're in a big city or not, just to have like an opinion on carrying CCWs in the cars or not.
Yeah, no, I understand, and it's like I have done in my career, I've done 25,000 plus rides. So no matter where you are, I've run into some predicaments and some certain things that have happened, but I just carry around the can of mace. I feel like if I need to, if I just need to get away, I feel like maybe that can give me that 10-20 seconds that I need to just get out of the situation.
Yeah. What they were doing here was they would either steal someone's phone and call an Uber, or use the prepaid stuff.
Yeah.
And call the Uber and then get in and then carjack.
Oh, really?
That's what they were doing there. The Lyft driver who got hers, the name on the account was Nintendo 64, the rider name.
Sure.
So that was kind of a red flag. But with me, both times I just had someone like in an empty road, no traffic lights, no stop signs, and just pull me over right there and then, like smack on the brake in front of me and everyone ready to get out. That's how I've had it happen.
Okay.
The mace wouldn't work in that situation. I've been lucky.
You're absolutely right, and I'm glad you've made it through it that well, because there are stories out there that people that didn't make it, and it's kind of terrifying sometimes when you read those. But I've always found that those weird names that come up as well are a red flag, and I've just simply not accepted a number of those. If something comes up like that just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just about also just being very alert and aware of your surroundings too. And if you pull up to a certain place and something doesn't feel right, trust your gut and just get out of there. It's just not worth it for making $7, $8, $12,
No, you're definitely right on that. Yeah, we were the trap house one. That was I was just waiting for someone on the other side of the road, and I was already in this situation like, fuck, I hope this doesn't go down. But I've heard other stories too. Like, there's one guy. He said that his Uber driver told him that he had a ride where this guy got in, he had a gun on that, and he started loading it in the back. And this guy was like, "Guy's already in my car. He's loading up his gun." Thankfully, he didn't follow on him. But when the driver left, the guy turned around and shot like a few bullet holes in the side of his car.
No way. Just for no reason, really, right?
Just when this guy was just trying to act like he was something I guess.
I hate
that's
it.
what I got started.
Yeah, that's just scary. When somebody needs to prove to you that they're bad and tough, and that's scary because there's nothing you can do about it, you know.
Yeah, you're definitely right. And I get plenty of law enforcement in the car, and they're like, "Yeah, you need something out here because it ain't no joke." But
yeah.
It's funny enough, they're like, I mean, I think I'm coming up on 5,000 trips right now.
Okay.
Like I say, it's a side gig for me. So it's like,
yeah.
But in that time, out of those trips, I've had minimal amount of stuff happen. When it does happen, it's like pretty out there, you know.
Exactly. So it's like, yeah, when it does happen, it's serious. This is stuff that could alter your entire life, you know.
Oh yeah. I often get that people ask me, so, oh, you drive Uber, you know, what's it like? Is it worth doing it? I'm like, yeah, the money's there. Especially last year. I mean, I don't know what it's like with you, the money down there and the surges. Cleveland last year, for the most part of the summertime, was like $10, $11 surges 24/7 across the whole city.
Yeah, there weren't any drivers out.
Yeah, there's no drivers. There still ain't no drivers. And then on top, you know, it was really like crazy amount of money a month. They do the quest they're doing and stuff, like, you know, do X amount of rides, get, you know, a certain amount of bonus. Like this weekend, I think I'm doing 40 rides for like a 300 bonus.
Yep. It's nice that they're offering stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a good incentive. I appreciate that much. But yeah, no, I just wanted to see your view on like the carrying CCWs and how bad it is where you're at. But.
Yeah, no, it's, you know, it's more just drunk people where I'm at, the majority. So you know, that's I've had to deal with a few tough situations, to be sure, but the majority of my problems come from people that are just too drunk, you know.
What's the worst one you've had?
As far as like a drunk person, or
the worst situation,
like a physical assault.
Not like a physical assault. I mean, that's like the worst, worst ride you can remember. That's like that, you know, sticks out in your brain.
Yeah, well, there's a lot, I guess, but it's just like, I had this one drunk guy who didn't know where he lived, and you know, when I first started doing Uber or Lyft or whatever, you didn't have to enter in a physical address. You could just order a ride from where you were and then enter the address in, or tell the driver once they picked you up where you lived. And I ended up with this guy in my car, and he just gave me this general area to drive towards. And we ended up in this neighborhood, and I'm like, well, which way do we go now? Take a right here, take a left here, take a right here, take a left here. We did this for 20 minutes in this same neighborhood. We just kept driving around in circles. And I knew we weren't ever going to find like where this guy was going. I don't know if he's going to a friend's house or whatever. But it just became so frustrating because I couldn't like communicate with him because he was so drunk. So there wasn't any reasoning. It was just take another right here, take another left here. So we eventually like came upon like this gas station open 24 hours, and I told him, hey man, let's pull in here, let's get something to eat, and you know, maybe we can figure out like where you live and all of this. And he's like, yeah. So we pull up, and I kind of open up my door, and then he opens up his door and gets out, and I just closed my door and just left. I just couldn't do it anymore.
No. There are situations that you can do. I think I put one kind of similar to that. Which it's not too similar. It's drunk enough. So I pull up to this. This is a bar area in Akron, south of here. Okay. And this is pre-COVID. It's like 2 a.m. The whole bar came out to see people leave. And I'm like, okay, something's going down. And this one girl darts across to her car, and another guy and girl get in the car. The one girl's passed out like completely, and this guy's pissed off, like really pissed off. I'm like, well, something happened in the bar. We drive 5 minutes down the road, get to this house, and he can't get a leave. He's like, well, drive back to my car at the bar, and I'll give you $5 as a good tip. I'm like, fair enough. So as we're driving back, he's like, well, bro, Tom, I need to talk. I need to vent this out. I'm like, okay, yeah, I already want to hear this. He's like, you saw one other girl at that? I'm like, yeah. He's like, so her and one other girl I had a threesome set up with. I've been going to that bar all my life. Never had that happened before. It's never going to happen again. That was my one chance. And he's like, this bitch right here, messed it up for me. And I was like, well, I can see why you pissed at her. So we get back to the car at the bar. Sorry, it's a bit loud here. We get back to the car at the bar, and this guy gets out, and he's like, all right, man, you've been awesome. Like, I really appreciate all that. And so just as he gets out, he's like, oh, I guess it's your problem now. Slams the door, gets in his car, drives away, and it's passed out girl in the back.
No, that's horrible. That's horrible.
I'm like, what the fuck? And there's no one at the bar no more. I'm like, I can't get her to wake up or nothing. She's gone. Like,
and you don't know where she lives. You don't know anybody that she knows.
I knew nothing about her.
Yeah.
She didn't. I don't think she knew she was in an Uber. She had no idea. She was just gone.
Yeah. So what'd you do?
Well, luckily, I actually went back to the house where we were supposed to be dropping her off at. Initially, and that other girl had turned up, so I knocked on the front door, and she came out and helped me, and I was like, thank God for that. But that was pretty scary.
That is scary, and I've had a number of people pass out like that in my car that I don't know who they are, I don't know where they live, and I don't want to call the police on anybody, but I've just had to call the police a couple of times because it's like I can't just pull somebody out of my car and leave them passed out drunk on the side of the road,
No, you can't do that. No, no. I've never. I don't think I've ever called the police in my ride. I've had to kick one dude out, and that's it.
Okay.
Ever.
Yeah.
I'll give you this for the last story, because I've got about to work in a second. But he basically came out of a strip club, got in the car, blaring his rap music, and he's back basically acting really obnoxious. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's like a 25-minute trip. About 3 minutes in, the ride cancels. I sometimes wonder they do that to see if they get a free ride.
Absolutely. They hope you don't notice, or you're just like, oh, it's no big deal. I'll just drive the rest of the way. Or they'll be like, oh, I'll throw you some cash when we get there, But
how do you come out of hospital and he was in a bad shape or whatever? I probably would have given him a free ride. But this guy come out strip club.
Yeah.
And when I pulled over, and I was like, so what happened? Trying to get him to figure it out. He's like, oh, I guess I ran out of money. Then he just kind of waved me on, like, just like shoot me, and I was like, just carry on driving with, shooting me at that same time with your hand. I'm like, dude, that's like seriously disrespectful. Like, no. So I already had the next ride. I clicked on the next ride to come up. I'm like, well, now I'm picking up this girl, Heather, or whatever it was, and I was like, you're kind of like gonna have to get out here. It's a gas station, you're safe. Call a friend, because we've got like 20 minutes, and no. Like that's the only time I've had to kick someone out, and it wasn't too bad. But I say if you didn't come out of hospital, you didn't have any money, you've been in the hospital 3 days, fair enough, something like that, But
I'm with you, yeah. And if you would have come out like just been cool and apologetic or came up with some solution, that's a different story. But yeah, if somebody comes out like that, it's just like, screw it, just get rid of them. But I'm glad he wasn't like, because that's when people get pissed, is when you tell them to get out of your car. That's when you can get punched in the back of the head or worse,
Oh yeah, exactly. Luckily, I've had no physical. The only weird physical as instant touch and instant I've had was a married couple in the back, and the wife was trying to massage me behind the seat, and I was like, this is seriously uncomfortable because your husband's right there, and I don't want any part of this. This is weird.
Yeah. And then the husband gets pissed because she's touching you, and it's like, I didn't want anybody to touch me.
Yeah, I'm out of this situation. Just
yeah, right on. I love it. Well, the fun stories. I appreciate for sure listening. It's like revisiting my old days out there driving all the time.
Anyway, you have a good night. I've got to get back to work. All right, be safe out there. All right?
All right, mate. You do the same. Thanks so much for calling.
All right. You're welcome. Best of luck, man.
All right, we'll see you.
Bye.
Okay, there you go. There was a Uber Lyft driver from Ohio telling lots of stories about what's going on there, and there's times out there it can be very uncomfortable with just people in your car and their moods and their state of minds, and you don't always know what's going to really happen. We got Florida on the line. Drive By Night Show. How are you?
Hey, buddy, it's Dogeman.
Well, what's going on tonight? What's going on?
Great. I have a UFO story. I just wanted to share.
Let's hear it.
So when I was younger, like 11 years old, I was in my bedroom and I was looking at the outside and I was just thinking to myself, like, I wonder what's beyond this world. And you know how every kid goes through that phase of life, and that was happening to me. And then I noticed behind me that there was this light, and it was super bright, and it was blue. And I get really scared, and I just completely forget everything. Like, everything is lost to me. And I see it's gone, or it's not gone. It's shoot. Oh man, this is so long ago. I'm trying to recap it as best as I can, but it's hard.
Take your time.
Yeah, it's
morning.
It goes away, and then it comes back, and then, well, long story short is I go to get my my mom, because it goes away eventually, but I do see it. I'm literally just skipping over the part I don't remember, so I do see it, and it's definitely real.
Okay.
It kind of paralyzes you. That's what I have to say about it. Yep.
Okay, and it still paralyzes you to this day.
Yes.
Okay. You'll never forget it.
Never.
Do you think you'll ever have a similar encounter like that in your life?
There's been more than one occasion.
Okay. But that's the story that's the most vivid for you.
That was my first thought of them.
I see. Okay. So,
yep.
Well, what's happened since then?
There's been one other time where I was outside and camping, and my dad and I go out in the patio, and there's a shape of them like a triangle.
Yeah.
And they were all in the triangle, like 9 of them, and they came flying over the house very slowly.
Okay. And then they just flew over the house, and that was it?
You didn't hear nothing. We have it on camera, but this was like 10 years ago also, and we had no idea where it went.
But it was quiet. You couldn't hear anything.
It was super quiet.
Yeah.
I mean, this was definitely them. Like,
what have you done with the what have you done with the camera footage?
I wanted to know where that is myself. I've been asking my dad, and then there was another time where when I was like about 4 or 5. I didn't forget this because this just stuck in my head so well. Yeah. Yeah. So it stuck in my head so well. I was at a sorry, Caleb walk. I lost the train of thought. When we were I'm gonna ask that in a second.
Okay.
Because it just oh man.
You all right?
Yeah, I just caught up in it, you know.
No worries. Yeah, you're reliving.
It's kind of fun.
You're right there.
I'm trying my best to. That's the thing. I'm trying my best to.
Okay, now
that's the fun part about this.
Yeah, now you're doing great. Do you want to keep trying to remember or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
There were 6 of them in the sky, and they were like football fields away, super high up. We were driving on the highway, and there were just 6 of them, and there was a football field away, and each of them individually, and you could see that they're not going anywhere as you're driving down the highway. They're just like it's like they're following you, or they're just it didn't make any sense. It's like what? And then you actually see it happening, and they're just on the side of the highway, and they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Because they're just like so far apart and like far away, but they're really big, like really big.
Okay. Have you told this story to?
I've never mentioned this to anyone. This is pure.
Okay.
Except like my mom knows about the time because I went to her and we've seen the security cameras and they were all blue.
Okay.
When the aliens were in my bedroom.
Yeah.
So that was really awesome.
It is awesome. I love it. Well, thank you for sharing the story with me and everyone listening tonight.
Yeah, awesome, man. Okay. Talk to you next week.
Yeah, all right. Have a good one.
Yep.
See ya.
Cool.
Okay, we've got alien and UFO encounters. And that's where the show's going tonight. And that's fine. Chad is saying, what does everyone think about all the gas shortage? And Chad's saying, Mother of God, never runs out of gas. He said, I'm still talking, damn it. That's what she finds strange, not like the whole thing. I think it's all the same that each posts from. Yeah, I think everybody should get their gas drugs and fill them up. Okay. I think we're talking about some old phone calls here. Everybody fighting for gas in the United States. What did he say at the end is the question. How's that car smelling? Greatest story ever. Italians always walk into things. I don't know. Yeah, my wife's work is already at a gas, $3.40 a gallon here. The chat is saying. We got New Jersey on the line. Drive By Night Show, how are you?
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much. What's going on with yourself?
I just wanted to say something.
What would you like to say?
Fuck all niggers, take a breath.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks for calling in tonight and letting us know that. You are blocked. And go find somebody else to bother. And give me a break. We're talking about UFOs tonight. Didn't you get the memo? Chat's saying, don't try filling plastic bags with gas. I think that's a good point. $4 and change for gas here in Los Angeles, you bet. Unless you're one of these people that your car runs on solar. Okay. Just spray yourself with the shower. I don't know what that is. California's on the line. Drive By Night Show, how are you?
Hey, man. How's it going, Mark?
It's going good tonight. How are you?
I'm good. Had some Pollo Tropical. Just chilling in bed, man.
Okay.
I didn't think I'd reach you.
No, you know, it's I had some calls early, and it's kind of slowed down here in the second half of the show a little bit. Trying to get caught up with the chat. I got 99 plus messages in there, and other than that,
I'm in there for sure.
What'd you say?
I'm Caleb.
Oh,
Caleb Gregory, 53.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
awesome,
me.
awesome. Well, cool. What are you up to tonight then?
Nothing. Just watching The Office. Like I said, just had some dinner.
Okay.
Doge is finally going back up, man.
I saw that. Well, I think I saw it down to maybe like 38. Was that the lowest that it got to?
Yeah, something like that.
Something
Did you
like
buy
that.
any more?
It's been a few weeks since I bought any, but I'm kind of waiting till like the first, when I have a little more expendable cash and seeing where it is. Then I'll buy no matter where it is. Like on the first, I just trying to hit those low points, but it's kind of hard to like be like, oh cool, I just don't have money just to throw at it right the second it gets low. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm not buying anymore. My average is like 25 cents, so I'm just keeping it like that.
Okay, you're gonna hold though. You don't.
Yeah, I'm holding it. I mean, I was up like $3,000 just the other day, and now I'm down to like 1,000.
I was too. I was up to a pretty decent amount, like when it went up to like 72 or something, and it was tempting, but it's like, if I cash that out, like that's not like life altering money.
No,
you know what
no,
I mean?
exactly.
Like, I wanted to go up to like $100. That's sort of my like.
Yeah.
Then I'll
That'd
think
be-
about it at that point.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It would be awesome, and there, you know, I've got myself caught up watching like way too many people on YouTube like talking about it and predicting it and all this stuff, and nobody really knows.
Yeah, you know, it's like both ways too. You know, like some people are really think it's bullshit.
Yep.
You know, some people.
Yep.
But it's very strong. You know, like the people that support Doge. You know.
And
pretty crazy.
It is crazy, and I think that was kind of the message that I get from it overall, is it has such a strong support base to it that it's almost like the thing can't fail at this point, because everybody knows what it is now. People know what it is. There's like brands that are picking it up. There's, you know, there's places that you can start to like actually use it as real currency. And as long as more things like that start to happen, like, it really will be like a lot more than a joke, and it'll have value, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, as of now, I mean, I think you can buy MLB tickets and NBA tickets.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I think more stuff like that's going to happen, and I think it's going to be fine. But yeah, it's just going to go up and down though for probably years, you know? But I feel like 5 years from now, I don't see any reason why that thing couldn't be up to where like Ethereum is, you know?
Yeah, no, Ethereum's doing great.
It is. Wouldn't you have liked to have gotten in on that at 5 cents?
I actually did. I got one coin just under 2,000. But
okay.
On Facebook,
you about doubled that. That's good.
Yeah. Well, this kid I went to high school with, it's like a skateboarder.
Yeah.
He posted on his Facebook in 2013. He posted a screenshot. He bought 7 Ethereum coins for 237 each.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's up big.
That's looking good at this point, you know.
Yeah, I was like, holy hell, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a real deal. It's fascinating stuff, you know, right now, and it's like I just kind of liken it to one of those things where it's like you don't want to wake up 5 years from now and be like, well, why didn't I just buy some, you know?
Yeah, that's like how it was with Bitcoin.
Me too. That's how a lot of us were with Bitcoin, and it's like we don't want to get burned like that again, you know? And I think that's why you're seeing a lot of like buying of it. But there was like somebody was doing like a video showing like somebody's out there like buying like billions of Doge this week. Like,
yeah, they call those whales or whatever, right?
Yep. They were saying one particular whale was just like I think it was every 10 minutes was buying like 4 to like 7 million coins, and just doing it every 10 minutes to like sort of keep it like, you know, I guess it makes it show that the stock is like continuously popular, you know, to raise the price up again. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun stuff though.
So do you do Uber and Lyft, or what do you do?
Yeah, I do. Like, I did them a lot in the past. I haven't done them that much during the pandemic.
And I saw you upload some clips of like someone throwing up in the back. And
yeah. That definitely happened. And that particular ride, that was a ride I probably did like 2 years ago. I kind of just recorded a lot of video from, you know, when I used to drive. So I've got a lot of that video just sitting around. But I haven't.
I used to drive a little bit for Lyft, and one time I ended up at a strip club.
Okay, like inside the strip club?
Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
I live in Palm Beach, Florida, and I was picking these guys up downtown, and it was really late. And first they were like, "Hey, like, can you stop and first to get pizza?" And I was like, sure, you know, as long as you get me a slice, right?
Yeah.
So we got pizza, and they got me a slice or whatever, and the destination was a strip club, and they were like, "Oh, like, you know, come along with us, like, we'll pay your cover or whatever." So I'm like, "All right."
Yeah.
I end up in there, you know. It was the best strip club I've ever been to in my life.
Okay, well, that's not so bad then. That sounds like a fun night. Random, you know, but fun.
Yeah.
That's good. No, I had a guy once. who was just like all by himself, and I was taking him to a strip club, and he's like, "You want to come inside and hang out?" I was like, "No." I was like, "No." And then he pulled out just all this money, just gave me like $80. He's like, bunch of ones, and he's like, "Just come in and."
He gave you 81.
Yeah, and so I was like, "All right, I'll come in. I don't care." So I went in, sat around for like 20 minutes, and then I bailed. Kept the money. It was great.
Wow. You didn't get a lot then?
No. You know, threw a couple dollars on the stage and stuff like that, but nothing too serious. And then I just said to him, I was like, "Hey man, I got to get out of here." And he's like, "Oh, it's cool. Have a good one." And he just wanted he kind of just wanted somebody to walk in. Like, I guess he didn't want it. Felt weird like walking in by himself, you know.
And that makes sense. That'd be pretty, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So it was fine.
It's kind of weird.
Everybody won that night.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good tip.
That's a really good tip. So why not?
Yeah. What's the longest trip you've had to do?
About an 8-hour drive. I drove somebody. Yeah, somebody from where I live to Chicago, which is like 8 hours.
Where you at? Wisconsin?
No, Nebraska.
Nebraska. Okay.
Yep. And it was a good trip. It was three people from Colorado that were going to a concert in Chicago, and their car broke down where I live, and they couldn't get like a part for it for like a few days, and it was like 4th of July weekend, so all the planes were booked and the buses were booked, so they just ordered an Uber, and I took them right to the concert. You know, it was amazing.
That's insane. Wow.
Yeah.
I used to live out west in Colorado myself. Have you been out there?
Oh yeah. Oh, tons of times.
Oh, nice. I used to live in Boulder. So beautiful.
Sure. It's a beautiful city. It really is. You know.
Yeah, they call it 36 square miles surrounded by reality.
I like that. I like that. Why'd you move away?
Well, Florida is where my family's at and everything.
Okay.
You know, I kind of just had a plan to move out there from high school. Like, you know, me and my buddies were like, you know, we're gonna move to Colorado when we turn 18. You know, so we went for it.
I like it, and I've known a lot of people. You know, I grew up in Nebraska, and a lot of people would move to Colorado. It's just like the next state over, you know, and that was always kind of like.
It's like you go there to visit and you don't want to leave, you know?
I hear you.
At least for me, you know, like, I grew up on sea level, you know, like.
Yeah.
Right.
And I did too, you know, I grew up with a really flat, very low elevation, you know, but just like that whole area, you know, from like Fort Collins down through Denver, it's just like, there's so much to do. It's just a great area.
Mm-hmm. But to me, honestly, like South Florida, Miami, West Palm Beach is paradise. You know,
you like that better?
Yeah, honestly, I do. You know, I'm at the beach on the water every day.
Yeah. Now that's one place I've never been. I've never been to Miami. I've been to Orlando, but I don't know if that, you know. And I
got some family there.
Yeah, and I just did, you know, tourist stuff mostly when I was there anyway, so I didn't get a real feel for it.
Well, if you're ever down here, man, we'll grab a drink.
I like that a lot, actually, and I need excuses to get there at some point.
Yeah, I mean, and Florida right now is, you know, freedom. Like, we don't even have to wear masks.
That's what I've heard. So
it's exhilarating.
I'm sure it is. It probably feels weird.
Yeah, honestly though, like a lot of people are still wearing them.
Yeah.
But you know, I went to Walmart the other day and no mask. You know, no one said nothing.
Okay. Yeah. No, that it's crazy because it's like. Because I've done it like where I've walked into a place just and like totally forgotten, and I feel like I'm naked, you know.
Who hasn't?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. But I feel like I'm doing something wrong, you know, and it's just kind of a weird.
Exactly.
And
I was reading something today, and it's more of like it's becoming more of a, what's the word, like an etiquette thing.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre, you know. Like my niece, she's 2 years old, is telling my sister, you know, Mommy, put on your mask. Like, isn't that so wild? You know, like the kids are wearing it.
Yeah.
It's so crazy, you know.
It is to me too, but you're right. It's just being polite is basically what it is, you know. And you're saying that we're all humans, we're all going through this. I'm at least doing this much to say I care about other humans, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I don't. Yeah. But who knows? We'll have to see. The CDC was just released, I think today. They said that people that are vaccinated don't need to wear them anymore indoors. So I don't know how that's all gonna play out. But
yeah, how are you gonna know though?
Yeah,
did you hear that story about the bartender in California selling fake vaccine cards?
I did, which is crazy. It's like, come on. It's like, really, it's like nobody's asking for that card anyway. So I don't know what you're getting the fake card to use for what exactly.
Yeah, I wonder if he made any money off that. Well,
I bet, but if you got busted for it, it certainly wasn't worth it, you know.
Oh yeah, he did. He got busted for some heavy charges too, like identity theft.
Yeah, and not worth it at all.
Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in.
Well, it is, and it's like it doesn't matter what there is. There's going to be some sort of a black market.
It's always something.
Yeah, somebody gets the idea, but you know, it's like there could come a point where you'll need that vaccine papers to like get on an airplane or to go to certain maybe like government buildings. I don't know. I can't imagine Walmart is going to require you to show your papers to walk inside. You know,
yeah,
but
I've never had a vaccine in my life. I've only had Gardasil when I was going into high school, or whatever.
Yeah, well, you would have had certain things just when you were born, just like really outdated diseases that hadn't been around for a long time. They would have given you some shots for like polio and just. I don't even know what, but there's other things that like haven't really been in our society for a long time.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's so weird. Like I haven't gotten it, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to believe. I don't know.
It's hard. It's hard, and I don't know either, and I don't think nobody really knows. But it's been an interesting year. We're not gonna forget it anytime soon. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So it's 2020 flew by so quick.
Yeah, it did, and now we're almost halfway done with 2021 at this point. It's crazy.
Yeah, but other than all that bullshit, how are you living?
I'm all right, man. I'm living, dude. Just doing the thing, getting by pretty much. Finally did my my taxes the other day, and that felt good to get that.
That's pretty early.
Well, no, I mean, no, they 4 days. They pushed it a month to like May 17th this year.
Oh.
So no, I'm late.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I held off. What?
Huh?
I'm just self-employed, so I have to pay them money every year anyway. So I just wait till the last minute.
No, yeah, I hear you.
I
haven't done Lyft in a while, but when I was doing it, I had the option to, what is it? It's not the W-2. It's
1099.
1099.
Yeah.
But I didn't even do it. Because I only did it for fun.
Yeah.
I really didn't make that much, like under 10 grand probably, so I didn't even bother doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's and you'll probably be fine, but who knows?
I met like a lot of cool people though.
Oh yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, you meet all sorts of people. It is pretty fun.
Like, yeah, I've still got some like Facebook friends that I've met from driving.
Right on. That's not bad.
Yeah. So, who else have you talked to? Gorilla Guy?
Not yet tonight. He has not called this evening. At this point, I'm thinking he might not.
Maybe he'll call after me.
Maybe. But there's a bunch of messages in the chat. I just haven't gotten to them, and maybe there's some info down there. I'm just really not sure.
All right. Well, I'll let you go. I'm gonna put my phone on the charger and listen to somebody else.
All right, man.
But, it was nice talking to you, man.
Yeah, you as well. Thanks for calling, and have a good one.
All right, yeah, have a good night.
All right, we'll see you. Okay, there's a friend down in Florida saying a lot of things, but maybe I should go down to Miami one of these days and get a drink, and that sounds awesome, actually. Okay, I'm going to try and get caught up with the chat. Chat is saying, anyone see the video of the lady filling a grocery bag with gas? I think it's stupid that they broke into the damn drums and start all the gas. Okay, get the crazy dude back after they take your guns away. Chat's saying, not me, I'd grow my own food. You know the people that have all the bunkers underground? I'm going to be like one of those people. Chat's saying, is this live? ? It's live. Do you attract crazy people or something? Yes, I do. Great things going to go is the food and the toilet paper. Chat's saying that shirt doesn't get released till 2025. I like that, actually. Shirt's pretty cool. I would just brighten it up some. Oh, the shirt. Oh, right on. Thanks. I like that. I'll take pretty cool. Chat is saying, in that case, chairs would be built the same. It wouldn't matter, right? And that was the question. If your knees were pointed the other way and your legs were up in the air, what kind of a chair would we have to build? Chat's saying, weird people out here. Yes, there are. Chat's saying, what in the drugs? I don't care what nobody says. I wouldn't want nobody to see my feet. There you go. You might be eating with your feet. That's true. The entertainment value of this show is priceless. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Because you can see the guy as what you find weird, nothing else. All right. Chat's saying, you just have to be careful because there's a lot of weirdos out there that might try to break your wind. As long as they're not breaking wind, then I'm okay with it. Hope not. Find better work for everybody else. Chat's saying, whoa, accent. I think they were talking about the Uber driver from Ohio. You think that was an Australian accent or a New Zealand accent? People that try to act like they're big and bad and they want to pop off rounds in somebody else's car. That was what he's talking about. I think your father, Uber driver or cab driver, takeout, have to carry me some kind of protection. There you go. Chat's saying, another TikToker who claims is living in 2027. You're telling me there's more than one? Chat's saying, I have a story. Should I share? Absolutely, you should share. It's very real, they're saying. Meant to say that's freaking crazy. Chat is saying, hi, love y'all. I said I called in before. Your husband? Yeah, no, there's no Gorilla Man yet tonight. Chat sent some presents and some fire. Thank you. I believe there is an Area 51, but you can't get real close to it. That is true. You cannot get very close to it. I know there's like a mailbox that you can go to, and that's about it. Has anyone seen a blue certificate dollar before? I have not. What's a blue certificate dollar? Chet saying, disclosure, I was high and I wasn't ready. Okay. The couple making out in the back seat while she was throwing up, that was gold. Thank you very much. That's one of my favorite videos. It's on TikTok. The title says, geez, I don't want to puke in his car. And you should check that out. So that's pretty crazy. I just got through watching one of your videos where you were hitting someone else's vape. That happened too. And that used to happen all the time before coronavirus. You just hit people's vapes, you know, why not? It's pretty harmless, I think. I would not never smoke with anybody else's vape. You never know what they got. That's true, but just think about, like, you know, if you're smoking something else from them, and we casually do that and don't think about it. So I don't know why the vape is any different, honestly. Someday you have to be careful with what you put in your lips. That's true. Welcome 2020. And now the chat saying, yo, Omar, what up? And yes, I love it. And that chat saying, Omar takes good care of people. Thank you. And that's referring to another of my video where drunk people called me Omar. What is that beep beep? That's phone calls coming in when they do come in. Phone line's open right now, 402-853-8436. You just randomly came up on my For You page and you seem cool. Thank you very much. You seem cool as well. Gorilla Man saying, or just saying, I hope he can make it, but he's helping his grandma put in an AC. Okay. Well, we're here for the Gorilla Man. We'll wait for him. We'll wait an hour at least, and then we'll see what happens. Caught up with the chat. Thanks to everyone for hanging out tonight. This is the Drive By Night show. I do this every Thursday from 8 to 11 p.m. Central Time, right here on TikTok. If you want to see archives of past shows, go to YouTube at All the Rides, and you'll find past drive-by-night shows. You'll find me driving Uber, driving drunk people around, and I do some food deliveries and make fun of what people order. All sorts of stuff on there at YouTube at All the Rides. Go check it out. If you prefer to listen to this particular show in a podcast form, just go to your favorite provider and simply search Drive-By-Night Show, and this will pop up. Lastly, if you want a t-shirt, go to redbubble.com and search Drive By Night Show, and look at all that good stuff out there. And I'll set a link one of these days, maybe next week. And I think I got through all the stuff. So it's been a fun show. It's been a lot about UFOs and some weird things. And would you rather be a dolphin or a kangaroo? And what kind of a chair would we need to create if our knees went the other way and our feet were like up here by our face? Like, how would we build a chair? So all sorts of interesting questions like that going on this evening, and it's just kind of fun stuff to sit around and think about. So phone line is open right now, 402-853-8436. We've got about an hour left in the show. If this is your first time here, this is the Drive By Night Show. Thank you for joining us. Every Thursday, I'm here, 8 to 11. Central Time, and we just have conversations on the phone. We can talk about whatever you want. My only rule is just be cool, as it says right there on the t-shirt. Just be cool, and we can talk about whatever you want. So give me a call if this is your first time or your 20th time here. It's all good. Let's just drive around a little bit, because I find when we do that, somebody just starts calling. So we haven't taken too many trips around the block tonight anyway, so let's see what's going on out in the world. I think I'm doing okay tonight. I caught a little cold on Sunday. My nose was just running something fierce. I was just a little under the weather, so it kind of put me down half the week, and I woke up this morning and I felt pretty good. I'm like, okay, I can go out and do this. And then I went out and worked a little bit, and then I just kind of felt tired, so I went home a little bit, took a nap, and I felt pretty good when I came out here doing this too, but now I'm kind of like, I felt better probably. Chat saying, what state are you in? I am in the great state of Nebraska. Chat saying, I know a few things about Area 51. Well, I would love to hear all about it. Why don't you just call me up and tell everyone about Area 51, because I'm sure we would all love to hear about it, but me especially. I'm interested in all things Area 51 and UFO related. And all right, what do you got? Chat saying, make sure you get lots of rest, Omar. I've been trying. I've been resting pretty well this week. It's just this show's not hard to do. But you kind of find after you talk for 3 hours in a row, it wears you out more than you think that it would. And you got to think of any instance in your life, where do you ever just nonstop talk for 3 hours? And you do it some night and you realize it's just like, it's not as easy as it sounds. So there you go. So I'm kind of just like, yeah, I'm at that point. But Omar's going to make it. Omar's going to be just fine. Omar is going to make it through the night, and Omar is going to go home, and Omar is not going to do a whole lot once he gets there, and Omar is looking very forward to this show, because Omar loves doing this show. But Omar also wants to go home at some point. But we'll do that in 55 minutes. We're going to see this thing through to the end. Chad is saying every day. And yeah. Oh, you're saying you talk for 3 hours nonstop every day? Yeah, it sounds easy, but I don't think that it really is. It just kind of beats you up after a while. So I might as well, if I'm going to just keep talking endlessly, I might as well do it on the phone. That's what that number is for. 402-853-8436. Who's going to be the next phone call? I had to make a new makeshift sign because my old one was like the mirror image, because I thought that was the only way I could do my TikToks. And then once I made the shirt, Drive By Night Show shirt, I was like, well, I don't want that to be backwards, so I'll use the mirror image. So I had to make like a new makeshift sign. Does it show up okay in the light? It seems to me like the 4 at the beginning and the 6 at the end are a little dark. Or is that just me being paranoid? How does the phone number look? Is it readable? If you've never seen this before and it just popped up, can you say like, oh yeah, I can read that number just fine? Or am I just being paranoid here? Chat is saying 1970 to 1982, my dad would deliver certain things to Area 51. He was told the being used for target practice. Oh my. They were being used for target practice. So you're talking about aliens, little green Martians, whatever it may be, in Area 51 were being used for target practice. Wow, can you imagine? I mean, that's crazy. That's a very human thing to do, though. Like, oh, here's like some thing that fell from the sky. Let's just tie it up and start shooting it, or let it run and just shoot it. And if that's true, I don't think that's very cool at all. Humanity, you got to do better than that. So, I don't know. But I wouldn't doubt that story either. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if we found that to be true someday. But I hope not. Okay, I'm going to try and pull over here. I noticed a few messages in the chat, so let's see what's going on. Okay, there's the target practice about the aliens. Chat's saying it shows up good, Omar, talking about the phone number. Thank you. And I just noticed like this little the glue is kind of shining a little bit. So it's weird. It's like the other side of the sign. It just seems like it looked a little bit better. And this one I'm just not as happy with. We can see it good, it says. No, it says, no, he wasn't delivering aliens. No, I understand that. He was delivering other packages and whatnot, and then heard rumors from inside the place that they were using the aliens as target practice. I think that's crazy. It's upsetting, too. You should get a decal on your car. Explain that a little bit more. I'm interested. What type of a decal are we talking about? Something that says Drive By Night Show or my phone number? Or what are you saying exactly? Until then, we're just sitting on the side of the road. This is the Drive By Night Show. 402-853-8436 is the number. Who's going to be the next person to call in? It was pretty busy the first couple of hours, but it's really just kind of slowed down a little bit here tonight. And I guess we're just going to sit here by the side of the road. Chat's saying, no, it was mainly just a bunch of different building materials. You're talking about that. That's what your father was delivering, is building materials, correct? Now, did your father ever see any, alien presence or type like that, or just heard stories from, like, other people working there? It's very interesting stuff, and it was too bad that whole, like, Area 51, like, everybody knew about that. When was that? Like, a couple years ago, year and a half ago, everyone was supposed to storm Area 51, and then it just turned into a whole lot of nothing. But still, though, their problem was just like telegraphing it way too much all over the internet that everybody knew about it. It needed to be like more secretive. So it's just like you show up in the middle of the night with like 10,000 people and they don't know that you're coming. Then you might actually get somewhere. But if there was anything in there, certainly they could have moved it if they thought there was actual serious threat of people getting inside, you know. So I don't know. I didn't mind the idea in theory, but I just don't think it was executed all that well. Chat is saying no aliens. Besides no aliens, are there any more? They're all at separate sites now. Yeah, that's what I kind of thought so too. There may be something going on at Area 51, but more than likely, since it is a target, it's a place that people are aware of. They know that it exists. I'm doubting there's any remnants of anything that ever happened there. It's got to be elsewhere at this point. And Area 51's probably just a you know, kind of like a decoy at this point, I would imagine. And if there's any like intelligence going on, it's certainly at other places. Chad is asking, what is supposedly kept at Area 51? Well, as the legend goes, I don't remember the exact decade, but I want to say maybe the 40s or the 50s, is that an alien spacecraft crash landed somewhere nearby there. And that's where they started to like study the alien and the ship that landed, and some people from there have kind of surmised and guesstimated that like a lot of our modern technology, like the television and computers and maybe even so far as like cell phones, video games, that the technology that was found like in this spacecraft that landed enabled humans to take that next leap forward, to be like, oh, look at how these circuits fit together with this and what it can do. And that's how we kind of went from some sort of type of Stone Age into a more modern era. Now that's just some people's theories that are out there, and who really knows like where any of that stuff came from, or who invented it, or how it came to be. But some people definitely like to believe that. Chad is saying Area 51. Chad is saying almost every state has an Area 51 facility. I believe that. And then Area 51 in Nevada is a tourist trap. Okay, there you go. I'm sure it is, but there's like nothing out there, right? Isn't it? Or is it in New Mexico? I can't even remember. But it's just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. There's like nothing around. Is there? And then you hear about like this sort of mysterious mailbox, and that like you can only go as far as that mailbox, and if you go any further, then you may be met by some people telling you to turn around or arrest you for trespassing. So I don't really know. I've never actually been, but it's just kind of one of those folklore places that has been talked about for a lot of years, and it's probably just built up bigger in most people's minds than what it really is. And if you actually got inside, you'd probably be very disappointed, and it's better just to leave it as some sort of like mythological place that we've built up to become more than what it is, But there you go. Phone line is open. 402-853-8436. Kind of bump it down a little bit. That looks pretty good. Give me a call. This is the Drive By Night Show. I'm suffering out here. I think I've just been talking to myself for like 15 minutes or more. So I need to have a conversation with somebody. Somebody give me a call. Anybody give me a call. Help me out here. Bail me out. Well, what's going on out there, people? Nobody's got anything to say, huh? Okay. All right. Well, I'm trying to think of more to say. Let's see. What have I? I watched The Queen's Gambit this week as I was kind of laying around with a cold and didn't feel like doing anything. And I liked the show quite a bit. It was very easy to watch. It became very addicting. Like, one episode ended, the next one started, and I didn't mind just watching the darn thing. So has anybody seen The Queen's Gambit? And then I kind of looked it up to be like, oh, it's based on like a novel, and there's not going to be a season 2 because it's just over. They just did the book, and that's that. So I was kind of like, I could watch more of that. Chat's saying, have you ever seen a UFO though? I don't think so. I may have seen a couple weird things in the sky here and there, but nothing serious, nothing to say that, like, I don't know what that is. That's foreign to my world, and that's not supposed to be there, and blah, blah, blah. So, no, I've never seen anything too out of control that I could say, yes, that was a UFO. Chet's saying, I live in the alien capital of the U.S. Okay. And you say, I think they call it that. I don't know. Is that Nevada? Is that where you live then? I'm guessing. Because you said it. Oh wait, no, you didn't say that. Somebody else said that. Well, where do you live? Where's the alien capital of the U.S.? Is that Nevada or New Mexico or what is that? Or at least you think they call it that. I suppose. I don't know. We're talking a lot about aliens. You're saying no. Well, where do you live? Because I guess I really don't know. Not capital. Okay. Most alien active state. Okay. Well, what's the most alien active state then? Is that has Roswell, New Mexico? There you go. Okay, so it's saying Navarre, Florida is the most alien active state or area. Now you're saying no, it's not. Okay. Which is it? Yeah, that's what you said in Florida. Okay. So tell me something that's happened there in Florida that... Oh, Google it. Okay. Well, I'm not going to Google it right now. If you want to tell me about it, or better yet, why don't you just call me up and tell us a story about that area? I'm sure everyone would love to hear about it. I would, and I would appreciate the phone call, and then I just don't have to keep talking nonstop here for another 40 minutes we got left in the show. And chat is just talking to themselves, and Caleb saying call, exclamation point. You're right. And Caleb did his part and called me and helped me through that portion of the show, and now it's up to somebody else to do the same. And yeah, bail me out here, help me. Who's gonna call? I don't know. Okay, so I guess we'll just keep talking about aliens unless somebody wants to change the subject to something else. I really don't know. Now I'm just staring at my phone. 2 new voicemails, and that's about it. Nothing else going on there. Now we're just going to look at my email, I guess. What do we got here? No, that's nothing that I need to know there. And there you go. Okay, hey, here we go. All right, well, I got someone from Florida calling in right now. Maybe this will get some of our alien questions answered. Drive By Night Show, how are you?
Hey, it's Doggy Man.
Well, what's going on tonight?
Everything's great. I just felt like I had to call back and redeem myself a little bit. I was a little slacking there a little bit.
No
some
worries.
Good stories.
No.
I like some good, juicy stories.
So do I. And so somebody in the chat saying that Navarre, Florida is the alien capital of the world. Have you ever heard of this place?
Absolutely, I actually haven't, and I've been living in Florida for 24, 25 years.
Okay, now, let's just say Florida in general. Is Florida known for a lot of UFO sightings?
Well, I live in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay.
So I've been seeing a lot of like stuff on the news about it just in my past whole life, and I just feel like it's definitely something going on there.
Okay, fair enough. Do you yourself believe in aliens and UFOs and species that live on different planets?
It's always a possibility. I mean, I used to love the show Rick and Morty, and they're all about that sci-fi, out of this world experience. It's really a great show for anyone that needs a Netflix show. It's not caught up in the real world apparently because everybody knows about it, but.
Oh yeah, no, you have to know about Rick and Morty at this point, right?
It's great, yeah.
Yeah. So no, it's fun to talk about though. It's fun to speculate and wonder, and it's like well, how the hell did we get here? Like, where did we come from?
It's so fun. It's so much fun to think about it too.
It is, but it's like certainly just us weirdo human beings that nobody knows anything. How come nobody knows like really how this all happened and how this all started?
Wow.
And then to assume that, okay, well, this couldn't happen or start somewhere else in the galaxy, when you realize even how small, like, the solar system that we live in is so tiny.
Yeah, and it's so small that the view that we get to see the perspective of all the other planets is so small also, because you don't really know how big that perspective can be at the time. It could be a much larger scale.
Exactly. So it's like, certainly somewhere there's trillions of planets and solar systems and areas of space that humans even have zero idea that it even extends as far as it does. There's something. You can't tell me that this weird little blue rock, third from the sun, is the only place in the whole galaxy that could sprout off life,
Exactly, and the chances of actually catching like an alien in action in space going around is it the microscope, not the microscope, but the other one around wherever I forgot what it was called, but
telescope.
You wouldn't go see it unless you're telescope.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to see it unless it was directly pointed at it.
Right.
There's just no way to catch it. It's just a teeny dot in the universe. You can't. It's chances of catching it aren't even a real possibility. So it just goes through the point. You can only catch them when they land in your proximity of you.
Right. You can't even go like look at it. Now, I heard a theory years ago that really boggled my mind, and I still think about it from time to time because it was just so crazy. And it's this, that if you get a powerful enough telescope and you take it something like 30 million like light years away from Earth, and you point that telescope at Earth, you will be able to see the Big Bang happen. That you traveled so far out into space that the vision of it hasn't caught up that far out there yet. So you could actually,
that is insane.
And then you could travel
to the future.
Well, you could go to the past, and you could see it before it even happened, and the Earth
you look the other way around, maybe.
That's right. So something like that. Somebody explained it way better to me than I explained it to you. But I think you get what I'm saying, though.
I do, absolutely.
And doesn't that just like blow your skull?
It blows your mind and everything.
Yeah, it's like
100%. I'm all in.
I am too. Like, that's just like the craziest thing.
Well, I'm calling. Too late.
Exactly. But then, a couple issues and challenges with that. You need to somehow fly that far away from Earth, and then you need like the craziest telescope ever made, to be able to see that far back. But
it would be absolutely insane. I want to see it when they make it. I mean, when it's there, if it's there.
Well, and the thing is, like, that possibility is always there. If you can just travel that far, it's never not going to happen. You can just go like further ahead of it before. It's like the travel, like sound,
I get it, yep.
how it travels, you know, like
absolutely.
You hear it after it's already made that sound.
Yeah. Oh, this is just way beyond everything. I get it.
I know. Like somebody
that's awesome thinking.
Somebody told me that years ago, and I'll never forget it. And it's like changed my life. It's like messed with me like every day since then.
Wow.
Rick and Morty need to make like an episode about that, honestly.
Well, I heard that the creator, it could have been a rumor, but he died or something.
What?
Rick or something.
What?
And I hope I'm wrong.
When did you hear this? Just
like a couple months ago by my friend who told me that that's why they stopped making more episodes. But I didn't believe it, and nor do I know if it's telling the truth. I don't know, because it's just like shocking to me.
Yeah.
I really looked up to him.
I understand, and hopefully
I'm gonna get the Pickle Rick tattoo on my shoulder.
Well, hopefully it's just a bad rumor that went around or something. But I didn't hear anything, so certainly there would have been more news about it if it was real.
It's hard to get news out sometimes to the population.
I understand, but that's a big show watched by a lot of people. I think that would have been all over the place, you know.
Yeah, sure.
I think we're okay. I think he's fine. Is there new seasons in the works too? I guess I don't.
Well, they just, I'm not too sure about that, but I know they came up with another show that's supposed to be like it, since they said they couldn't make the shows no more. If that's true, then it's called Solar Opposites.
It's okay, and what's that going to be on? Like Adult Swim or something? Oh, Peacock.
Peacock.
All right.
Yeah, it'll be on Peacock.
Cool.
My friend was telling me about this earlier today.
Yeah, Peacock's like, I downloaded it and I looked at it. It's got like a lot of free stuff to watch, and then it's got some pay stuff on it to watch too. So it's kind of a mixture.
You know what's great is they don't have really commercials. They said your one commercial starts now, and then that's it. It was like amazing. It's like
then what you watch. Yeah.
Switch now.
I appreciate that. It's just get the commercial out of the way at the beginning, and then we're good.
Yeah, and maybe that's the commercial that they're trying to tell you to start watching the show. So they're not even having a real commercial. It's just the advertisement of itself.
All right. It works for me. Like, I can handle that. I don't mind that. It just stinks when you start to get into a show and then 5 minutes later they're like, taking you out and showing you something to buy.
Wow. Yep.
So you got.
Sometimes they're needed because they give it a certain the feeling of the movie may be too much at some points, and by them coming in the moment, it creates another vibe and it changes it from there.
It's true, and they used to, like when they made, TV back in the day, just on like cable, that they would put like these little mini cliffhangers specifically like right before a commercial, so the commercial wouldn't happen and then you'd change the channel or whatever. They'd give you some sort of incentive to like watch the commercial and then come back to the show. So they plant those things strategically anyway,
Exactly.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
That's great.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, definitely. But I was in a poker tournament the other day. I know you like poker yourself. Yeah. I was in a poker tournament the other day. Out of 855 people, I came in first place.
No shit, huh? What was the buy-in?
It was $55.
All right, but that adds up with that many people.
It definitely adds up. That was like 2 weeks ago or wherever it was, and I forgot what the first place was.
Okay.
But it's definitely a good number.
But you had a good night. Now was that an online tournament?
Yep, online.
Okay. So how easy? Like I've done.
I won when I was 10 years old.
You're right.
I came in first place out of 10,000.
I remember.
So this was just the easy. Walk in the park.
No
for
big
me.
deal. I remember you telling me about that. Now I've played some online.
I just love it so much.
I've played some online in the past, and I don't really have a place right now where I like. Where's your favorite place to play online?
I like to go like another country.
Yeah.
But mostly, because I go for the big. I'm like Jason Somerville in a way. Like, I talked to him on the phone. He's won $6 million in cashes, and I'm a big, huge fan of his. So, my uncle babysitted him as a child, and I just always admired what he did, and it always made me get home from school and turn on my computer and go watch him play, even though I couldn't see his cards.
Right.
And I just basically picked up on everything that was going on, and I knew a lot too myself, so I would use that against everything else. So it all worked out at the end for the most part.
Okay, good. No, sounds like you're doing all right. Sounds like you got a pretty good handle on the game, and you know how to win, and that's the important part.
I go for it big every
Now,
time.
Do you consider yourself an aggressive player, or are you more?
I'm
like,
all of the above when needs to be, but I like to be aggressive because aggressive gets you having better pot odds in the very beginning.
I couldn't agree more, and you can get rid of people that are just gonna suck out on a bad hand anyway.
There's so many of those reasons that you can give for why you should bet or be aggressive, because it really slows down the action of the other players' decisions. They're hesitant to re-raise, push all in because they're afraid that you may come back with a stronger force field or something.
They are, and most times people want a reason to fold. They want you to give them a reason to. I'll play the next hand.
Exactly, because they don't even want to be in the hand to begin with.
No, they're indecisive. They're indecisive too.
They're in there because they got caught with the big blind, or they were bored for the minute, but they're not bored the next minute. So it all has to be put into siphon.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's a huge psychological sort of like experiment to play.
I just feel like I should have and I should really do this, where I should course people on how to play better, because I kind of know exactly what to do the second it's my turn, no matter what situation it is.
Yeah.
And I immediately make my decision. I don't hesitate at all, every single time. And it's just, a lot of people can benefit off what I do, or they can just stake me and then they can get a percentage. Because I'm not really playing that much, because I just have to get my life together with other stuff right now. And I would actually make this a priority. If I had some staking behind, I would go to a different country and do this the real way. But that's just my dream of mine. So it's like, wow, it reaches the skies now, boys. Yep, but we're going there. So.
All right. So the game just comes pretty natural to you.
Absolutely.
I like it. That's fun.
I'm gonna play when I'm done. So.
All right.
With my cousin.
Oh, I see.
Because he's just as good as me.
Oh, okay.
He's done the same.
Okay. So what do you guys?
We have a lot of poker stories when we were down in West Palm Beach, and he came out of a cruise, and he had 800, and he ended up leaving with somewhere around 8,300. So I mean, it was a little bit. It was nice. It shows that we're successful. This was when we were 17.
Yeah.
But it was definitely nice to.
That's a good night. There's nothing wrong with that night at all.
Yeah, and then he left.
What do you mean left? Out of the country?
It was vacation. It was vacation.
I see. There you go.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I want to do it again.
Well, you should. It sounds like you'll do fine.
It's just, yeah, I gotta go back again. I was just trucking for the last 4 years, 18-wheeler trucking, because that got a little boring. I was flying airplanes, and I was running heavy equipment like cranes and at the plant down here, and then with my uncle. So it was all working out and everything was great, but now it's time to go back. I just feel like I'm waiting for it, to happen.
You're hungry.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now, do you have?
I'm full though, but.
Well, yeah, no, I meant
it.
Just it's a. I can't even think of what that is.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. All of that. Yeah. Now, I don't even know the word either.
It's a figure of speech.
I knew exactly what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying, but I forgot the word myself.
I just couldn't spit that out for some reason.
Yeah, I know what it is, so it's all good.
Yeah, cool.
Glad to let you know that.
Now, do you have any physical tournaments on your calendar, like the World Series of Poker or something like that you want to go do this year or next year?
Oh yeah, every poker player has those. The True to the Game has those.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, this is the one I'm looking forward to, and but most of the time, you if you're on a certain site playing, you look at the tournaments for the day, and then that's going to be it. But if you're talking like the WSOP 10K main event, like I won in the past, then definitely like that. Yes.
So are you going to one of those this year or next year?
I would probably have to see.
Yeah.
It just depends if people would take me serious enough to actually let me get started somehow if I were on Twitch, because I am technically retired, so I can just move right now if I want.
I love it. I love it.
I mean, what else can you ask for, really?
Nothing. You're doing all right. Well, I don't know. I mean, eventually though, you're gonna have to go win some more money someday, right?
Well, not really, but maybe.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, that sounds fun. Where have you always wanted to live that you haven't lived?
Vancouver.
Well, why don't you go?
That's such a big decision. It sounds great to answer it right away and just go, but I definitely have to.
You said it fast.
See what's going on.
Okay.
Well, yeah, for sure. I definitely am on your page, so it's definitely just go. What do you wait? Why not?
Yeah. No, Vancouver sounds awesome. It looks like a really cool place.
I once was up there with the 18-wheeler, and the streets are opposite, and I got confused one time, and it got me. Just once, though. Once out of like 4 years of driving.
What do you mean they're opposite?
The roads.
Like.
But it's not like Florida. You don't drive on the right.
Oh, in Vancouver? Really? Crazy.
Well, I know that's how it is up there.
Okay, I didn't know that. Honestly, that's nuts.
So you never been out of the country?
Yeah, I've been out.
Or you just haven't been there. You just haven't been there.
I've been to Canada, but I was younger. I wasn't driving the car, so it wouldn't have maybe registered to me. Like my dad was driving the car, so I wasn't paying attention to what he was doing.
Exactly. Yeah, that clicks now for sure.
Yeah.
But it was just great. But we could talk again next time. I'll see if anyone else wants to call.
All right.
It was a great conversation.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for calling.
Absolutely.
All right. Have a good one.
Yep. Bye-bye.
See ya. Okay. Talking a lot of poker and maybe moving to Vancouver. Sounds all right, It looks like a cool city. Let's get caught up with the chat here. A few chats in here. Let's see what it's saying. Chat's saying, are you talking to me in De Niro's voice from Taxi Driver? And we got Tennessee on the line. Drive By Night Show. How are you?
Hey.
Hey.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right tonight. What's going on?
Nothing. This is just your friendly Southern Uber driver. I thought
that's right. That's right. I've talked with you before. How are you this evening?
I'm good. Do we have an echo?
It sounds pretty good on my part.
Good. I didn't want there to be an echo. So how are the rides up there in your area? Are you still actively driving?
I haven't done it too much during the pandemic. And then Lyft, though, a few weeks ago, they started offering some pretty interesting bonuses for doing a set number of rides. So I did start to pick up some of those and then kind of did it to the number that they were offering and then kind of quit driving, So not doing it a lot, but a little recently.
Oh, yeah, I hear you. This last week has been really hard with this quote-unquote gas line, quote unquote, hack. But they have really been begging down here.
Right.
And I thought, but the smart person who goes out and gets their own gasoline for themselves is going to look at the app and say, I just can't risk it right now. And then, some people were willing to do it, but
sure.
Yeah, that space talk was pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. It's one of those things when you really start to think about it that it almost like hurts your brain, but in a good way.
Yeah, the dichotomy is absolutely astounding when you think of the technology that we have now,
yes.
But being sometime able to travel fast enough to where you could look back
right.
upon
but
the Big Bang.
Before the Earth was even here. You could theoretically travel so far away from it with a crazy telescope, and there would just be the sun, and nothing else.
I know. It is absolutely it's absolutely astounding just to think that we don't have that power now, but maybe if we're very lucky in our lifetime, we will.
Yeah, I who knows? It's one of those things where, some of the things that come up and pop up blow my mind as it is, And then there's some other days where it's like, well, why aren't we in flying cars by now, And so sometimes it's more about people holding back on certain technologies that are already out there. But it's like, well, we can't maximize our profits with those today, so we're going to hold on to these for a few more years,
Yeah. And I don't know, I don't have a lot of time to spend on the talk, but
no worries.
I've seen a lot of people who seem to be getting into this flat Earth theory.
Okay.
And so I don't remember the channel, but I was looking at one of them a couple of days ago, and one man said that, well, this guy here has it all laid out, and he's got 3D pictures. Go to this site, which, of course, I copy-pasted in and went. I promise you, it was just another globe picture. It was round.
Yeah.
It might have been better if he had just stuck an 8x10 or something.
Yeah. No, the flat Earth thing has been amazing to me because it's like, it's not like yesterday or last year scientists were being like, hey, guess what? The world is round. This was something that was figured out hundreds of years ago, and so it's just like, where did this all come from? This flat Earth conspiracy theory. And it's just kind of like at that point, it's like people just have to be bored, or they just have to want to be right about something so bad, to start thinking up stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah, you're spot on correct about that.
Or just so suspicious of everything that they don't believe anything that anybody's ever told us,
Right. And I think, in having an open mind, you can look at all of the possibilities.
Sure.
And I'm open to that, but
me too.
When it comes to something, it's just banal to think that where's the edge?
Yeah.
I mean, the earliest discoverers thought the Earth was flat.
All right.
And
they thought they were gonna
they
thought they were gonna sail their ship to the edge and just drop off and be gone forever. So that's what I'm saying. Like what did whomever discovered that the world was round and said, hey, guess what, everyone, the world is not flat, it's round. What do flat Earth people think that by scientists or authority figures telling them that the Earth is round, what do they think that they're trying to get away with there that is so sinister that we need to take that into question all of a sudden? Like nobody even questioned this for a couple hundred years, and then all of a sudden people are questioning it again.
Yeah. There's some guy on YouTube, again, I'm without a reference, but
yeah.
I think his video is 200 plus reasons the Earth is flat, and some of it makes a little bit of sense,
Sure.
The rest of it's just bunk, and
I thought, and like you said, there's so much distraction going on in the world because I think we've got information flooding at us from a million different directions.
You really do. So it's like for my money, I was born. They told me the earth is round. I'm fine with it. I've got so many other things to be worried about and bothered with, and I don't care. If the earth is flat, guess what? I don't even care. I'm not going to go out of my way to prove or disprove if it's round or if it's flat. It's going to change nothing about how I live my day-to-day life. You know, there's other conspiracy theories out there that if they were proven the other way would actually have an impact on our lives. But I don't see how it would change anything if tomorrow,
Right.
you know, like, well, it wouldn't do anything differently. So I that one they just need to let go, I think.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of things that could be let go and, as you say, should be let go. And I think a lot of that would happen if people would maybe just step outside more.
Sure. Yes.
Speak to people in person more.
You're right. You're right. 'Cause you get caught up in message boards and, you know, YouTube videos, and yeah, you start to get a different worldview of what's really going on.
Absolutely, yeah.
And,
That's one of the reasons I drive.
Yeah. It keeps you
To
grounded.
get off. Yeah. Because there are the vast majority of people do want to talk. I mean, you know, you've got your groups that just want to get in the car and say, "Wake me up when I get there" or something. That's fine too. But you know, you get a little bit of a different perspective from everybody that gets in your car, which is cool. But yeah, it's kind of a way to just get out, and even though we are attached to the mats and stuff and everything. And that's another thing people really don't realize is how much is really going on with their Uber driver or Lyft driver.
Yeah, for
they
sure.
have no idea because we've got one thing in our left ear giving us directions. We've got a phone in our right eye. We've got a conversation with them going. We've got the road all around us trying to keep them safe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but
You're absolutely.
it's a good way to get out.
It is, and I've learned a lot too from just being with people in the car, and you get younger people. Like I can hear like what music people are listening to. I can hear new slang words that I have no idea what they are, and learn what those are. And it's fun. It just kind of feels like it just kind of keeps me connected with, especially like a younger generation, you know, that I've kind of lost touch with over the years, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it happens.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. That's part of life. That's the cool thing, you know, about the job. You can get out and, as you say, learn something from everybody that is in your car.
Yeah, it's cool.
I
It's
just wanted
unique.
to touch base with you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the phone call again, and it was nice talking with you.
Absolutely. You be safe out there.
All right, you do the same. Thanks so much.
Bye, buddy.
Good night. Okay, so there was a Uber driver from Tennessee that I have spoken with before. Very, very nice conversation, and we're talking about the flat Earth. Okay, we've got very special guest. We've got New York calling in. Was being called out earlier. Let's see what's going on here. How's it going tonight?
I almost forgot it was Thursday, and as I was pulling up, going, "Oh, it's Thursday."
I love it. You know, so okay. I don't know if you know what's going on here, but I gotta catch you up. There's been a guy from Florida who's called in like the past few weeks, and he says he's got the car. Works at a car dealership, and he's listened to your calls, and he says he has the exact car that you're looking for, and he wants to hook you up.
I appreciate that, but unfortunately, I bought a car.
You bought a car. Well, let's just, you know, this has been fun though. But he's been calling me, and he's been like, "Has he called yet? Has he called yet?" And he didn't call last week, which is fine. But I was saying to him that if you didn't call tonight, we would call you and patch in a conference call. So you missed out on that now.
Okay, well, let me tell you what I bought.
What'd you get?
So, I told you about my adventure where I went to Massachusetts and all that fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just decided, I listened to my uncle. My uncle said, you need to lower your standards. And I was just like, you know what? You're probably right. I'm thinking, like, I'm wanting too much. So, my friend just recently bought a car. He was going to buy this Infiniti. He was going to buy an Infiniti Q50 from 2018 from this person because we were looking online because he just told us his car. And he was looking for a car. And I was just like, oh, well, he was like, I want to get a Mercedes. I was like, don't get a Mercedes. It's going to be super expensive. You're not going to want that. He's like, really? I didn't know. Because I know more about cars than you do. So we went to the dealership. We looked at this Infiniti. And he was like, I really like it. And then he put it on his insurance. And his insurance was like $1,200 a month. He was like, never mind.
$1,200?
So,
jeez.
Yeah. When I started driving in my convertible, that's the word, if I wanted to be my own policy holder where I lived, it was $1,400 a month.
No way. How do you even like justify that? It's crazy.
It's ridiculous. The car's not even worth that much. You know what I mean?
That's what I've said.
So
it's nuts.
Like, how much damage could I possibly do?
Yeah.
To it?
Yeah.
So,
No, that just doesn't add up. Really.
So the lady got him an older car, one that he doesn't need full coverage on, so he can pay cheaper insurance. So he got a 2006 Lexus ES350. And it's a nice car. It's grandma's car, which is fucking hilarious because they do this thing where they take a video and they send it to you because one of the salespeople that's the hobby, and he put this like rap music behind it, and it's like this really hard music with this really hard beat. But then there's this old grandma's car, and it's just it's not right. It's fucking hilarious.
It's still a Lexus though, so it's nice, even though it's a little older.
Well, no, his dad said, well, you're driving the car. I didn't think you'd be driving this car because this is the car everybody wanted back in the day. And I was just like, that's fucking funny.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, let me go to her because if I go to her, I get, he gets a $200 reference check.
Okay.
So, like, all right, $200 to him. That's, big deal. So I went there and I was going to look at this Alpha. I think I told you about that. I was going to buy an Alpha.
Yeah.
And it was a nice car. But I looked at the number and went, oh, that's a lot of money. So then I went and looked at his Infiniti that he was going to buy. So I just drove it, and I was like, this drives smoother. It's quicker. It's more comfortable.
Okay.
I'm going to buy the Infiniti. So I bought the fucking Infiniti, the same one he was going to buy. Not like because I, wanted to be a dick, but I just like, you know what, this is a better choice, clearly. So I bought a 2018 Infiniti Q50, and I'm so happy with it.
And you just fell in love with it. You just love it.
Yeah, I like it. I like a convertible better, but this is nice because I've never had a car where I can put my foot down and then look down and go, "Oh shit, I'm going way too fast." I've never had that.
Yeah. What color is it?
It's white. I've named it Vanessa.
Vanessa.
Because I name every single car. Single car. Well, because the car is taxi and gas.
I was gonna get that. What was the name of your last vehicle then?
My last vehicle, the 2012 Honda CR-V, his name was Bob because Bob got me from point A to point B very boringly, but it worked. Never stopped working. So
you're not like you don't prefer a certain gender when it comes to your vehicle. You kind of just get in and then just get a feel for, perhaps this is what the car feels like to me.
Yeah. Okay. For example, my first car was a 2010 Chrysler Super convertible. It was my grandmother's car. So I always thought of it as like grandma's car. You know what I mean? It was my grandmother's. So I named my first car. Now she was white. I named her Pearl because she's that old lady in the corner that tries to do everything, tries to help, but always ends up hurting herself.
Yeah.
That's Pearl because Pearl's got a really bad engine. But she was fun. She was fun while I had her. Then I sold her and bought Albert. Albert was this interesting, quirky little car that had 210,000 miles on it, and he was because he'd been sitting for a year and a half. He was, in my mind, this old man that was like, all right, let's get back to it. You know what I mean? Al, good old reliable Al, until he died on me.
They let him out of the nursing home for one last hurrah. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much.
So no, I get a feel for it. Actually, I told I liked Vanessa. For a different car. My buddy bought a Mustang. It was a 2018 Mustang. It had a manual transmission. It's just beautiful orange. I don't typically like orange, but it's this beautiful, bright orange. And I was just like, you should name this car Vanessa. And he said, you know what, I'm going to pick Eleanor. And I was like, why Eleanor?
Yeah,
why are you going to name your beautiful sports car after an old lady? And he goes, because that's the name of the Mustang in the movie Gone in 60 Seconds. I'm like, never seen this movie. Like, what the fuck is what? It's not fitting. Sorry, like, too bad it's all. I'm like, okay, great, whatever. So no, okay. So I was at work yesterday, and I was telling this guy what I wanted. I was like, well, this is what I like. We were talking about cars. I was like, well, I got this, but I really wanted this. And he was like, dude, I have one. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, where the hell were you last week? He was just like in Miami, and I was like, that doesn't help me. God damn it. So now I bought a really much more expensive car that I'm crazy. I don't know why I got this. I just did it. I don't know.
Well, you got it. You know, like as long as the payments or whatever don't kill you too much, you know, you might as well enjoy
I
it.
thought they would be $200 less than they were. So.
Oh, okay. But
you know what?
Sounds like a fun car.
No, it's fun. I enjoy it thoroughly, and I don't regret it because this car is going to last me minimum 6 years, and then I'll be able to get something else.
How many miles does it have on it right now?
I'm sitting in it. 28,322 miles.
Oh, that's brand new. And how many miles do you think you drive in a year?
It's tough to say. My first year driving was 20,000 miles, but whose first year of driving is 20?
Yeah, because you want to just drive and go everywhere, sure.
If I don't, okay, so like after this first month, I figured that, you know, my whole let's drive around and show off my car thing will just kind of wear off.
Right.
I hope. So I think that I'm probably I'm 10 miles from my job, and I do that six times a week. I'm gonna do the math now. Screw you, by the way.
Okay.
60 times 52. That's only times 2. So it's $6,000 a year. But like I take little trips, so I would say like 10, 12.
That's not bad. And that's kind of like the average is like 12 to 15 or something like that. People that just...
I heard you about it earlier, and like I can't drive too much. This car takes premium fuel, and gas prices are going up.
Oh yeah. That's a factor right now, you know, and maybe for a while.
For what I'm paying, I could own a Tesla and wouldn't have to worry about gas. But I should have just done that.
Yeah, no, I hear you. A Tesla would be kind of fun to drive around too, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. There's something about the way the engine's I don't know. It's not.
You not like the way that it looks, like aesthetically, or it's more the engine?
No, just like the noise. I mean, okay, so I drove a Tesla, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know why they would give me a Tesla, right? I put in, and I was just like, I would like to drive one of these. They gave me the keys to this $135,000 car with like the performance package and shit. Like, well, I don't know why you would give that to me, but whatever, they gave it to me for 30 minutes. It's great. You should go to your closest Tesla showroom because you can just sign up to drive, and they go, all right, here's the keys. I'll see you in 30 minutes. You go and you come back in 30 minutes. It's just perfectly fine to test drive, you know.
That sounds great. Yeah.
I don't know if you know the extent of how fast these fucking cars are, dude. They're insane. Like, do you know the Dodge Challenger?
Sure.
Okay, so the Dodge Challenger, they make a trim called the Demon, and that is like, it's built to be a drag car, but it's barely low. Like, it comes, the back seats are, no, I think that the passenger seat is optional. You know, they give you drag slicks with the car. You know what I mean? So it's very much not like an everyday car. Your not average, the top of the line Model S beats it every single time in the quarter mile, and it's fast. Like, you know, 2.3 seconds 0 to 60 doesn't sound fast, but then you live it. And
no, that's fast. That is super fast.
Ridiculous. In my Honda, it felt like 10 years compared to this freaking thing, which sucked because after the test drive, I had to get back in my car and drive home, and I was like, fucking sucks.
It really is a difference when you do that. Like, you don't notice it until you get into a car like that, and then you're like, wow.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. But no, so I had a passenger with me because I was like, come with me. He was like, okay. So he's sitting in the car. Now I'm driving on eggshells because it's in the ludicrous mode and everything. And I don't want to fuck something up in the parking lot. You know what I mean?
Right. Be liable for it.
Exactly. And, you know, I think my license is suspended at the time. I'm not sure. So I go on this road, and this is a big road because the thing's in the mall, and the mall's in the big road. And we're heading towards the highway, and I'm in the left lane, and there's Priest in the right lane, and I said, I got to get Brett. He goes, oh, just put the blinker on. I was like, no. Don't worry. So then the light turns green. I dump my foot, and let me tell you, time slowed down for a little bit. I scared the shit out of myself, and I only went up to 40 miles an hour. My eyes were being sucked into the back of my head. Yeah. It is the most incredible experience. My passenger, like after I let off, goes, he agrees, and he goes, I was just like, yeah, it's fucking quick, huh? And he was just like, this should be illegal.
Yeah.
It's like, absolutely, it should be illegal. You should have a rocket license to drive this thing.
Wow.
They're incredible.
It sounds like it. I would love to drive one around. There's like places you can go to, certain, like there's like rental places that just rent out like those types of cars.
It's like $600 a day, though.
Yeah, no, I believe me, and it's not like I got that laying around, but like that would just be fun to do someday, just to like rent a Lamborghini or something and drive it around for a couple hours,
I feel really bad because that Florida guy was really trying to get in touch with me, and I bought this.
He seemed like I've spoken with the guy now for a few weeks, and I believe him. I think he like really wanted to help you out.
Okay, so it's late at night. I need you to write something down so you remember.
I'm driving. What do you got?
Oh, come on.
Oh, I'm recording.
I'm in the freaking car.
I'm recording this. I'm recording this. I can look back on this. I'm recording it.
Okay, remember to do that. I want you next Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh shit! When I'm working, hold on. Give me a second. That's important. I'm going into my. Just hold up. Bear with me. I would sing hold music, but no. Okay, next Thursday. I'm actually off next Thursday. Give me a call because. Okay, wait. Can you pause the recording for a little bit because I don't want to be held liable for my actions after.
It's recording. There's nothing I can do about it. We are live.
Well, possibly, I might on purpose, crash into like a concrete pillar and then total the car, get the money because I have gas insurance, and then, but I don't know. I really want that convertible. Long and hard, and then I brought my standards a whole bunch, and it sounds really nice, and then my uncle was like, no. And I was like,
yeah. All right, so do you want me to call you on a conference call with this guy from Florida next week?
I mean, you could get pretty good at it, but sure, you can call me in the conference call.
All right, because that's what that's what I told him we were going to do if I didn't hear from you tonight. So we might as well just do it anyway, because that kind of sounds like fun.
That sounds like fun. Right. No, I was just so pissed that the guy that came in yesterday was just like, "Oh, I have one." I was like, "Are you serious? Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
I could have been in the car that I wanted, but whatever. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's plan on it. Thank you for calling. I'm past 11 o'clock. I'm dangerously close. No, you're fine. I'm dangerously close to being home. So I just kind of want to check the chat, say my goodbyes, and go inside and eat some soup.
Soup? How old are you?
I had like a cold this week, so I just like chicken soup sounds good,
Oh, one more thing because I know you're coming home. What do you think of this whole CDC vaccinated no mask thing?
I mean, I'm never going to argue with the CDC. They know a lot more than I know about everything. It seems a little early, though, in my uneducated opinion. Just because we've held out this long, everybody's used to it at this point. I don't see the harm in doing it for a little bit longer. And it's like, how do we know who's been vaccinated and not? There's just going to be jackballs walking into everywhere that haven't been vaccinated with no mask, and they're going to be like, well, I've been vaccinated, and
I'll have to get a shirt that says I'm not a Republican.
Exactly. It's exactly what that is. So
I'm going to have my vaccinated card tattooed on my shoulder so I can feel like, no, don't worry, I got no.
Right, exactly. Just get the tattoo. Then that certainly has to be legit if you would take the time to actually get a tattoo,
All right. Well, you have a wonderful night. Enjoy your soup with me.
All right. I'll call you next week.
So do I.
All right. Have a good one. Okay. So there was New York getting back to Florida, but I already got a car. And it is the end of the show. And I kind of wanted to just read the end of the chat here. Chat saying, I can't believe I missed another deep talk like this. It hurts my brain so much to think about space. It really does. I think they're just slow to release the new seasons. It's on Hulu. I think we're talking about Rick and Morty. Well, the tiger in Houston is still on the loose. And then chat saying, there's a tiger in Houston running around, ? I don't know. I have been trying to reach you about your car insurance. Well, thank you. Always a good reminder. Kyrie Irving is a flat earther. I did hear him say that in some interview. How does a flat planet even make sense? It doesn't. And that's why it's ridiculous. Chat saying, the earth is flat. Have you ever seen a map It is printed flat. Sarcasm. Yeah, it really is printed flat. That's probably the best argument I've heard for flat Earth. Have you ever seen how it goes after several times when it just is? Oh, okay. What do we call and ask? Anything you do, but next week. Where do you drive? Nebraska. It's lit. I'm a Lyft driver in Dallas. Oh, awesome. And the Uber driver. Thank you. Just saw your video and binge watched like 20 of them. And I think I might be in love. Respectfully. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. There's lots more videos on YouTube at All the Rides. Go there and subscribe. Dude, you rock. We got hearts. What city do you drive in? Lincoln, Nebraska. That's going to call it. This has been the Drive By Night Show. Go get your t-shirt on redbubble.com. And I will see you next Thursday, right here, 8 p.m. Central Time. Good night.